Oh, shit. I know what I haven't done. Bastard. You bastard. Oh, my God. It's so hard to use. Fuck. Oh, here we go. Okay. Sorry, guys. I forgot to put my monetization on, so you'll just have to wait while I do that. Otherwise, there's no point in even being here. So complicated. But the good news is I am using my new laptop and I have more pussy to show you. And I got some good news for Rachel. 2 minutes and the show starts. 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Can you wait 2 minutes to see my pussy? My new pussy? A third pussy? Oh my God. He's got 3 pussies? Oh yeah, he's got 3 pussies. He is knee deep in pussy. Oh yeah. Who'd have thought that Tom would be surrounded by and swimming in pussy? Ooh, stinky. Yeah, obviously I want my monetization on. Why would you ever have it off, you stupid platform? I love you, really. Thank you for the shekels. One more. I just need to turn the shekel machine on English Refugee, and then you will have my full attention. Well, not really, because it's going to be mainly on my new pussy. Content live. Turn money on. Of course, I want to get paid for doing this. All right, sweet. All right, we can cover that shit back up with a t-shirt. Because Yoey's glowing. All right, let's get some coffee down my neck. It's still the ass coffee, but I have remembered to put some honey in it. Oh my God, it's so bad. Shall we just get my new pussy straight out? Let's see who's here. Sophie is here making no sense whatsoever. I'm watching your other live. Presumably she means this live, but on one of my 3 channels, just like everyone else is, but she would like some attention for it. We've got the Arcadian. Derek, amazing. Check the videos you put up today. I can't remember, but it played without ads. Fuck me, man! Can you please, I mean, thank you, Arcadian, first of all. But surely you can remember what channel you're talking about, because that would really help. I'm so fed up with this. I check and I double check and I double check. Yesterday, I scheduled, not yesterday, the day before, maybe yesterday for you. I scheduled 2 videos on Tom Gray 2X, but I'd scheduled 1 for the day after. It's unbelievable. Right, English Refugee, both have ads on. Not today, Satan. Oh my God. Blinding. Oh, how is the video with Lee gone down? Let's, oh no, I'm not doing a screen share. Oh, come on. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. So on here, right, so I would, is it all connected? Is that going to see this? I have no idea what's going on. So I'm using my new laptop for the first time and I'm back on OBS. So just bear with me a little bit. Yes, we'll allow StreamYard. No! Yes! Oh, I give up. I just give up. You know, we're not sharing, not today, Satan. I can't even get that box gone. All right, great. So now I've just got a box on the screen. Great. Unbelievable. Thank you, V. I'll be with you in a minute. I'm just... Like, Arcadian sent me in a spin. He's probably in Demon Derek mode, and this isn't even true. So not today. Satan definitely has its ads on, because Arcadian is a bit of a CUNT. But I really like him. But if he's lying about this, then I'll not be impressed at all. It's not funny. It's very childish, and it's just ruined the start of the stream. But maybe he's still demonic enough to get off on that. Yeah, they've all got ads on. He's been a demon. Thanks for that, mate. Thank everyone in the stream. Thanks you greatly. Now, I imagine that, you know, for you that was true and you are trying to help. I don't think you'd do that to the stream. Okay, who's this wonderful person that's helping me get over my current frustration and desire to jump off that balcony head first? Victoria Todd. Hello, Victoria. I feel like we don't know you that well. I recognise you very much. You're a big supporter and you've donated before and you're amazing and you've been in the chat. But that's fine. You know, we don't need to know you if you don't want to be known. And maybe you're just here to give the love and receive through audio form and you don't need to be distracting yourself. But we love the people that do show themselves because they make the live stream. So everyone, no one's been judged. Everyone's been loved. And also, don't forget, whenever I point out the insanity of the human conditioning, it's only because I'm insane too, or certainly was that insane, and therefore can speak into it. So there's absolutely no judgment, and everything comes with love, and everything is just designed to give you little prods to help you be the best version of yourself. Not from a you need to do better point of view, just from a I love you, and this is what helped me, and maybe it will help you point of view. We've got the wonderful Rachel in the house. Rachel, I've got some very good news for you. I've got the phone number of a certain wonderful lady to email you. I hope it won't confuse you too much. If I just send you a phone number, will you know that that's a phone number? Or do I need to write, this is a phone number, Rachel. You put it in your phone and you can text it. And on the other side of it is a lovely woman called Heart to Heart. Do I need to write all that? Or now I've told you, can I just send you the number and will you know what to do with it? Good evening, Kentucky. Colm. Hi, Tom. I asked what that music you play. All the music in all of my videos, unless it's got Lee's. Oh, no, he uses AI as well. It's all AI. So sometimes I share Lee's videos at the end, mainly Not Today Satan. In fact, only Not Today Satan so far. And that's got his logo on it. But everything else is just AI, mate. If you want to listen to it, you just have to... So you're probably talking about the English refugee one. If you go through my shorts, which are, you know, obviously awful, no one should ever look at shorts, go right to the start of them, and pretty much the first one, maybe the first one, is just that song. So you could, I don't know, can you download it? I don't know. I don't do technology. As you can see, it drives me insane. So I don't know. I can't help you really, other than just to watch my videos. Okay. I'm feeling a bit manic. Let's take a breath. Oh yeah, I meant to be showing you my pussy. Oh, the relief, Ludwig. The relief. Ludwig has been released from the enslavement camp. You never answered my question the other day, which was something about getting out of the enslavement camp, but I can't quite remember. Yes, I'm aware, Sophie. Thank you. Right, let's stop giving Sophie attention because it's pointless. You can all give Sophie attention. I'm not telling anyone what to do. I'm talking from my perspective. So Sophie said, I didn't see this because I don't read Sophie's comments, but Lee told me that Sophie said she says she's just here to chat in the chat section, and that's fine. She can do that, but I'm not here to interact with her. Now, as we found yesterday, that's not actually true. If I ignore her, then she leaves. Because she doesn't know who she is and she's made that up. She really she's craving my attention. But the chat gives her enough attention for about an hour and then she leaves if I don't give her attention. Well, I'm not going to give her any attention unless she sends money. But more than happy for you to be in the chat, Sophie. If you have said that you're here to just chat to people, well, that's not what I'm here for. And that's not what this whole thing is about. It's not what the channel's about. It's not what I'm about. It's not what most people in the chat are about. But if that's what you're about, Sophie, then you spack out. That's fine. So you just have your little chit chat, even though it's not true, because when I ignore you, you always F off. But anyway, I see you. Oh, yeah. So I've got a new cat. Let me show you my new cat. It's so good. It's so good. Should I tell you the story first? So I'm on the second floor of a beautiful apartment block. I would never ever live in an apartment except for this apartment. It's amazing. And below me is my United friend, Lee. And suddenly he's shouting me. I just hear a bit of drama. And Tom. So I went out. And he goes, have you lost beans? So obviously the first thing I do is grab my camera, like any good YouTuber. That's not true. First thing I do is run inside. I can see there's 3 Cambodians in a bush, and he's going, have you lost beans? So it's very clear to me that there's a cat in the bush. And obviously, I think it was 50-50. Like, there was 50% panic, like, oh shit. But then there was also 50% like, there's no way, because I've got a really good barrier. So just, if anyone's new, I've got 2 kittens. We're on day 3 of kittens, and I've already thought that I lost them once, to the point where I was almost in tears, and I'd rang the people I'd adopt them off, like, profusely apologizing. Like, in my head, they'd gone, and I'd totally effed up. Turns out they were just hiding. So we've already been through all this once, and then 24 hours later, it's like, have you lost beans? So it was more than 50%. 75% of me was going, absolutely not. The barrier's good. I'm sat here. They don't even want to leave anymore. There's just no fucking way. But of course, when you see people scraping around in a bush for a cat, and your mate is saying it's beans, basically, of course there's some panic there. So as I'm checking, I grab my camera, because obviously that's the most important thing here. So then I go out and I'm filming it all from my balcony, and so I know that it's not beans. I know beans is in my flat. And they pull out the most beautiful cat I've ever seen. And I went, that's beans, that's my cat, give me back my cat now. And obviously they knew I was lying. So, slash joking. I was joking, not lying. Anyway, so then I said, I want that cat. It's amazing, give me that cat. Of course, if the owner comes back for it, there's no owner. It's tiny. It's probably not even finished its weaning. It's like right on the borderline of finishing its weaning period. I'm thinking about going and getting it some milk from the pet shop today in a syringe, but I don't know if I should. Well, we'll talk about that when I show you. So I say to him, you know, if anyone comes to claim this cat, of course I'll give it back, but for now, give it to me. So we're like, okay. So suddenly I've got this third kitten, which is just stunningly beautiful. Let's show you the pussy. And then we need to name it. And I don't even know if it's a boy or girl. How do I find out? I mean, obviously I need to look at its bits, but I don't even know what I'm looking for. Presumably I'm looking for this or this. I almost just did the Satan sign, but I didn't quite do it. The 666 sign.
Hello. Hi. I know you're very scared, but I have some friends that would like to meet you. And I'd like to give you some love and reassure you that you don't need to cower in the corner of a cupboard. No, you don't. You don't need to cower in the corner of a cupboard. Hello, I've got 3 colors. I'm a tricolor cat. I'm very small. I'm very scared. I don't know what's going on. Yesterday I was in a bush. Then I was in some Cambodians' hands. Then I was in your hands. Then I was under the cover of your sofa. Now I'm on your shoulder.
Okay, let's put you back. I know you're very scared. You're very scared. I know. It's all too much. It's all too much.
I know it's all too much. It's all too much.
You can go back in your corner. There you go. Go back in your corner. Is that what you want, or do you want to be out here? What do you want? What do you want? Okay, come and sit on my lap, and then you can decide, can't you? I'll let you decide. You can go down, you can go up, you can go back into the cupboard, you can do whatever you want. Kind of looks like it wants to be with me. I mean, it doesn't know what it wants. It's just shitting itself. So I need to find out if it's a boy or girl, don't I? That would obviously help the situation. Is that my mate, Kerry? It might be someone new, actually. Hey, it's my mate, Kerry. Hey, you changed your profile picture. It looks similar, but it looks more feminine. But maybe it's just, am I using something different? I don't know what's going on, guys. I need to drink more coffee. I'm so not with it. Kerry, the wonderful, can I remember? Can I remember how this is done? Kerry, the wonderful Scottish pixie. A small gift towards the puddies essentials. Oh my God, the meows are melting me. It's crazy, isn't it? It's a right little meow fest right now. Oh my God, there's so much going on my screen. What do I do now? Right, okay, let's take the pixie down. Thank you so much, Kerry. That is really appreciated. I mean, I can already basically tell you, I've got a, there's no way I'm moving the camera and show you, but I've got a second toy, which is, oh, Puddy is down on the floor, spacking out. Yeah, so I've got a bird that's hanging from the table, obviously not a real bird. And they go like this. Meow. So they seem to like it. So thanks for that, Kerry. You've effectively paid for that. Thank you so much, Kerry. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the early donation, which really helps motivate me and get me in the mood. Especially when I'm in full-on SPAC mode, it seems today, and I can't even get straight. Which obviously being straight has always been rather an issue for me, but you know, I can't even get straight on the screen, man. It's not going well. It's really not a good start. No, William, I am not going to call my cat Cornhub. That's very immature. We don't like immaturity around here. I want everyone to be as mature as me. I'm so immature. But it's like, it's trying to work out this, oh, Lee just, oh, it's so beautiful. So, being playful is amazing, but is it carefree or careless? The careless, the carefree, I can't do it. But basically, Lee broke down the two archetypes, and one's carefree and one's careless. And they're both beautiful and very welcome, and we're not judging anything. But obviously the carefree one is much more aligned with the careless one. And I can really see that. Like, so I can see deep play within me. Like, a lot of people would call it immaturity, but it's deep play. Like, I'm able to connect with my inner child and play. But then there's these two spectrums of that where it's either careless or carefree. And I can see both playing out in me. So that's interesting. Who's vanished? Oh my God. Okay, right, they're talking about someone else. I don't know. You know, when I see stuff like this, I just panic and just assume it's about me. But that's obviously a sign of the fear and anxiety that still lives within me. Oh my God, they're all talking about someone else. That's all right, Derek. I am almost certain that it was. I mean, maybe you didn't see any videos, so you're going to assume that that's the case. Sorry, any ads. And you're just trying to help. I don't think you would maliciously ruin the chat. In fact, I know you wouldn't, mate. I know you wouldn't. The videos on English Refugee, I think, are, yeah, exactly 3 weeks back in time. But that's changing every day because I'm sharing 2 videos a day. So, right, there's another 30 videos. I've got 30 videos. So if I'm sharing 2 videos a day, in 2 weeks, you're up to date. But obviously, in those 2 weeks, I'm going to film another 14 videos. And then I'll keep sharing 2 a day. So that will take another 7 days. And then in those 7 days, I'll record 7 videos. So that will take another 3 days. So I think 3 weeks, 3 days. And you'll be watching yesterday's video. So let's just say 3 weeks. Straight, Tom, straight, Tom. You don't take it up the arse. Come on. Oh my God, guys, I've shat my bed. Should we talk about that? I've shat my fucking bed. I shat my pants 15 minutes ago. Oh my God, this is unbelievable. It's going to be the start of today's English Refugee video. I'm just going to focus in on the sheets, the shit stain sheets. And it's nothing to do with having things up my bum. Nothing's gone up my bum. Or anyone else's bum. No one's bum. There's only been my bum in there. Not even the cat's bums. There's only been my bum in there and nothing was inserted up it. And I've still managed to get shit everywhere. So, When I wake up in the morning, I do my whole roly thing. I do the whole grabbing a pillow and fantasizing about having someone beautiful next to me. That's the only time I do that fantasy, by the way. I'm not really a love addict or a co-addict anymore, which is what, 90% of society is and is operating from. This is the biggest love and co-addict you've ever seen, but she's also special needs, so we try not to speak about her too much. So let's just go back to Ludwig. In fact, let's just bring that up because that's nice. Good evening, all. Love addiction. So there's a time, the only time that it comes up for me and I really go into it and it's really beautiful. And I wonder if it is it love addiction or is it just, a beautiful knowing of what's coming, or is it just beautiful? Is it just love? And anyway, I don't shame it. I don't call it love addiction or anything like that, but it's the only time that I experience this fantasy about another is when I'm half asleep. And that's really nice. I really enjoy that. It's not sexual. It's not like, ooh, it's like, right. So I go through all that process. And then, so I've stopped doing the whole waking up live stream thing and just jumping out of bed. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm doing like the thing. And then at some point, usually within 10 minutes, but it might be half an hour, I'm like, okay, I'm awake. I'm not going back to sleep. This is really nice. It's really peaceful. Of course, my body would rather lie here for another half hour. I'm in nothing but lovely thoughts. There's no anxiety. Everything's great. But it is 11 o'clock at night in England. And if you want a live stream, then, you should really get on it. So then that's the moment I get out of bed. And then obviously the first thing I want to do, so like I'm in full on zombie mode here. I need my coffee. Technology is already a fucking nightmare for me. But the first thing I want to do is schedule a stream. I want to let people know with as much time as possible. So before I do anything, I do that. So I come on and I'm on StreamYard and I can just feel, I can't say turtle head because it turns out to be, it's not quite a waterfall. It's more of a cascading swamp, which I know doesn't exist. I don't think, yeah, of course not. Imagine if a waterfall was a swamp. A swamp somehow became a waterfall. It's that sort of texture. That's what we're talking about this morning. So, sorry, not today, Sataners. We do this. You're either just going to have to accept it, not watch the lives, or unsubscribe. It's up to you. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, obviously, I prefer it if you didn't, but, I prefer it if you just joined us and had a laugh, but, maybe it's too much for you, and that's fine. It is what it is, but I'm not going to stop. And so, cascading swamp out of my ass. Right, yeah, so I started feeding the cascading swamp, and the chocolate starfish didn't really do its job very well. I was expecting it to stay like this, but it just started doing this. So, when you get to that point where you're like, oh, right, I'm about to shit myself, but I really want to do this, and this is going to take another 30 seconds. Of course, I'm not going to shit myself. I'm gonna set up my live stream, and I get to like 2 clicks away from completing the task, and I'm like, damn, this isn't happening, or this is happening. So I start running to the toilet. By the time I'm at the door, there's already some in my pants. I pull down my pants and start twisting towards the toilet, and a load goes on the floor. I remember the rest, about 80% of it goes in the toilet. So, 80% successful. Fuck me. Right, that's no problem because in Asia, it's so easy. You've got the bum gun. So I literally I do my stuff. I spray my ass. And then I go round to the other side of the splat on the floor and I just spray it into the shower. Gone, no problem. Never need to think about it again. It's over. It's finished. It's fine. I shat myself. I need to wash my pants. It's no problem. As far as I'm concerned, it's over. And when I come out, so I assume I sat on, right, so obviously I use the bum gun. So the Asian bum gun, it's like for those that don't know, you don't need to use toilet roll out of here. Next to every toilet is a gun that sprays water into your asshole, and it's amazing. Now, it is a bit of a risky game. If you, like, when you're in a restaurant, for example, and they're using a cheap one, it's going to do one of two things. It's either going to go and be so weak and pointless, but it doesn't clean your a-hole, or it's going to be so powerful, it's going to blow you a new fucking a-hole. So there is that to consider. But I'm in a 5-star apartment, so I have a very good quality Asian bum gun, which is just like powerful enough to clear the starfish, but not so powerful it's going to create a new starfish, a red starfish. So a velvet starfish. So obviously I Asia bum gunned, and then what I do is I have a specific towel that I wipe my ass with. Now, sadly, when guests come round, I realised yesterday, I hope Jamie and Michael aren't watching. So I don't have my towel in the bathroom. I have my towel on the back of a chair because I'm using it in here when I wash my hands when I get water on my hands. I do wash my hands. I wash my hands in baking soda, which I'm not recommending. I don't think it's very antibacterial. But that's what I do. And I'm working my way up to maybe using soap, potentially, possibly. I'm open to it. Not obviously spac soap, not cheap chemical soap. Like obviously, a good natural one. And try not to mumble, Tom. Open that mouth. Come on. Shitting myself. Oh yeah, but I've gone off on a tangent, but it's a good tangent. Fucking great. I really hope Michael and Jamie aren't watching. I doubt they'll get up at this time. So my towel isn't in there. My towel's out here, as in the towel that one would use on their body and not just their a-hole, not just their chocolate starfish. But hanging up in there is my chocolate starfish towel. And I've never had anyone around in my life. I don't have friends. But suddenly I've got friends. So, I haven't contemplated this concept of other people using my bathroom. So then we're sat on the sofa and she's like, oh, can I use your bathroom? I'm like, yeah, sure. Don't even think about it. And then as she's walking, I go, oh, by the way, there's going to be no soap in there. I'm weird. She's like, no soap. I'm like, yeah, I don't wash my hands. Pleb. And so she freaked out. Well, no, she didn't freak out about that, but obviously that combozzled her a little bit, but she totally dealt with that because she's conscious and cool. But obviously she's going to wash her hands. Yeah, we had a conversation afterwards about why I didn't have soap actually, and obviously she'd washed her hands in water, so obviously she's going to use the towel right next to her sink. I haven't told her this. I really hope she's not watching. But also if she is, it's funny. But she'll be mortified. Oh, she'll definitely see the funny side. She might have a reaction, but then she'll come back to love because she's amazing. And I don't think she'll have much of a reaction. I didn't have the heart to tell her that she'd just use my poo towel to dry her hands. I love it. So yeah, she dried her hands with a chocolate starfish towel. Oh, is it that funny or is it just me? I think it's hilarious. Oh my God. I could cry, it's so funny. Where's my little cat gone? Okay, so that was that, but I was halfway through another story, getting shit on my bed. Okay, so I bum gunned my ass. As far as I'm concerned, there's no residue. Now, when it gets to a point where it's involuntary coming out of a chocolate starfish, then it is going to be around the area, and I don't think I really took that into right. So I'm trying to work out how. Now this is investigator Tom trying to work out how poo ended up on his sheets, because I genuinely don't know. But this is all I can think of. It definitely didn't happen during the night. I definitely didn't poo myself while I was sleeping. Definitely because of where it is. There's just no way, because it's right at the bottom of the bed. I've got a line like this at the bottom of the bed. Now, and here's the other crazy thing. I haven't washed my bedding once since I've lived in Cambodia, so that's like, 20 days? Until yesterday. Yesterday, I washed my bedding. So this is brand new. Not brand new. But yeah, brand new in terms of cleaning. Like, I've just cleaned it and then I've shat all over it. Unbelievable. And also, of course, I've done a really bad job at putting the sheet back on the bed because I can't make beds. I can't do pleb stuff. So the underlay, which obviously you really don't want to get shit on because you can't wash it, has got a little bit of shit on. Now I've wiped that off with the pink towel of gayness, which you'll all get to know very well in future English refugee content. And so I paid 50p for a towel and I use it as a cloth basically, and I just think it's amazing. It's actually become quite a feature of the show. Not really, kind of. So I've wiped it off, that's fine. And then my sheet still has shit on it, and obviously it's going to go back in the washing machine after this live stream. Right, so how do I think it happened? So I think I've just focused too much on the chocolate starfish and not the surrounding area, right down to like groin, because when it's just explosion out of your ass as you're running to the toilet, you know, it's going to have its explosion marks, right? So I think there's probably like some shit here that I've not dealt with or something because I'm so enlightened and wonderful and perfect. So I think I sat on my bed afterwards and just got shit all over a new bed. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. Because I was like, how has that even happened? Like, I can't even work out how it's happened. Because I don't remember sitting on my bed, but that's the only way I can rationalize it. Who appreciated the story of the poo on my bed? Am I too immature or is it funny? Well, Rachel, I'm not that thick, Tom. Well, I have, you know, I have to ask these questions because I don't think you're thick. I think you're amazing and I love you. But there is like this crazy thing going on where you spack out over really simple things, yet you have these incredible divine talents with nature, and you have this huge big heart, which obviously they're way more important. So let's, you know, we're not ridiculing or focusing on this, but we are just acknowledging like that there seems to be this spackness that runs through you, which runs through everyone, but it seems to be really strong with you in certain areas that are to most people very simple, which is fine because you're strong in areas that you know, most people aren't even aware of. But before you, for example, have emailed me asking for my bank details, and I've put a paragraph and then my bank details, and then you've emailed me back asking for my bank details again. So I'm very concerned that if I send you a phone number, you won't know what to do with it. But it sounds like you think you will, and therefore I know you will, because you're very honest and very able to admit when you, yeah, more than most people, you're very able to take accountability and admit when you're being stupid. So, yeah, I will trust your words, Rachel, and I will send you the number with no explanation. I will just send you her name and her number. I will also send you a short paragraph on how to pronounce her name because it's not what you think based on how it's written, and it makes a big difference and it makes it really beautiful. So that's what you're going to get, Rachel. I hope you manage to do what you need to do with it. Okay, Sophie is changing what she said the other day. I'm not here to just chat. I live alone and crave a strong male leader, but I can't find one who is respectful as well as strong. Well, you're not going to get respect, Sophie, until you respect yourself, because everything is a reflection of self. And you haven't realized this because you don't listen to anything I say, and you don't feel and you don't do the work. You just project out there. So this is passive aggressive. This is criticizing me. Rather than pointing a finger at you and asking why you have no male, respectful, strong role models in your life. Well, are you a respectful, divine feminine? No, of course not. You look like a fucking man. Hey up, my man, Spen. I just fucking love Spen. Okay, so Sophie is saying that she didn't sulk off due to my lack of attention. And I seem to be giving her attention again. I don't know what's happened. I've effed up, but she just fell asleep, and of course she needs to let me know about it because it matters to her ego. Shiloh, why does everyone call the cat Shiloh or their dog Shiloh? I don't get it. What does it mean? Is it some sort of god, something to do with Ireland potentially? The sister of CT7 and Beans is called Shiloh. When I owned a dog daycare center, like we had at least 8 Shilohs. Why is it so popular? What does it mean? I don't really like it, just because, maybe because I don't know what it means, and just because it's so common. No, I want something more unique than that. Yes, cats names people. What's going on? Why are you all being so crap? We're meant to be naming my cat. Stop being crap. Send me money and name my cat. Calico is good. I don't know if that's... I mean, I don't even know what calico, what does that mean? Is that a name? Calico is a great name. What does calico mean? Calico is a great name. It's so much better than Beans. I am considering changing Beans' name. I love the name CT7. I just think it's so unique and so funny. And for those that don't know, it means crooked tail 7. And obviously he's got a crooked tail. And the reason it's 7 is because he's already lost 2 lives. I just think that's a great name. Crooked tail 7, CT7. Beans is okay. It's fine. I want to call it Mardy Bitch because it's a fucking Mardy Bitch. I don't really want to call my cat Mardy Bitch. Right. You can chuck in some potential names for Beans as well. I'm considering changing Beans' name. I mean, Beans is fine. Beans is fine. It's just fine, though. It's not like, oh, that's great, like Calico. But I need to know what Calico means first. Oh, Calico is something to do with the 3 colouring, is it? Whoa, this is getting deep. Deep. This is getting interesting. What is meant by a calico, C-A-L-I-C-O, cat? A calico cat is a multicolored coat. Wow! So I just call it calico. You know, you're going to have to do very well to beat that. So far, it's called calico, and then this person, Duke of Death, is saying that 99% of calicos are girls. How does that work? Why? That's crazy. That makes no sense. But it's also really cool. Sorry, I've just got lost in... oh, shit, this is really bad. You really shouldn't do this on a live stream, Tom. Come on. Focus on the live stream. Focus on the live stream. Let's like it too. My own videos. Makes no difference. It might have made a difference when you only got 5 views, but you don't need to do it now. Oh, Tom, you're such a control freak. Right, so far, that's... Oh, my God, I love the name Calico. But presumably, most people aren't as retarded as me and know what that means. So they'll just be like, oh, he's just called his... I suppose it's kind of like calling a tabby cat Tabby, isn't it? But I've never heard of it before, and it's just cool. So, I love that. Thanks for this information, guys. It has got absolutely beautiful markings, hasn't it? Terry, who are you? I don't recognize you. Welcome. No wonder you have worms and ringworms. Yeah, that's fine. There's also depth and nuance to it, but you can ignore all that being a player. Yeah, cats are so annoying. Kittens are so annoying. I mean, they're also great. You know, overall, I'm really enjoying my kitten experience, my 3 kitten experience. Oh yeah, what did you think, cat people who know stuff? What did you think about its size? Do you think it's finished weaning? I asked, obviously AI, and it says 8 weeks to finish weaning. It says 9 inches, 9 to 12 inches, or 9 to 11 inches. There should be. I think that's about 9 inches. I mean, it's within a week, isn't it? Like, it is at the end of the weaning period. There's a chance it needed another week. Have I told you its story? I have told you its story, yeah. So we have, so I haven't told you its full story though, because there's more before that I found out later. So apparently these Cambodian kids they were about 15, something like that. 2 girls and a boy. Apparently they find him out on the road, her out on the road. And they bring her in here, presumably out of concern for her, and I think they drop her and she goes into a bush, and that's when Lee got involved, and then I heard it. So we don't know anything about it. We don't know where its mum is. We don't know why it was on its own. We don't know if the humans dropped it. We don't know if it's ran away. I mean, just... Now, Kitten doesn't run away from its mother, so it's very strange. But basically, it's now in my loving arms, / hiding in a corner, shitting itself. Right, the colour is called calico, and 99% of the time they're female. That's just so weird. Definitely old enough to be weaned. Oh, that's great. So Caroline, can you come back and give me some more? You're saying that from what you saw there, that cat has finished its weaning period and I don't need to go and buy any milk and a syringe and do this. Oh my God, I so hope I don't need to do that. Do Thomas solid. Like, sharing is free, but worthy of the effort. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, if you're watching this stream and you can't even like it, then you really need to, well, watch the video that I released yesterday that says that this is why your life sucks. And you really need to look at yourself. Like, to not even be able to like a video is just the height of repression. Unless you're just a genuine hate watcher, but then there's no, you know, you're so far gone, there's no hope for you. Right, I'm going to have to go on poo again. I'm not even 40 minutes in. I don't know what's happening today. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. It looks more AI, more like, psh. Oh, and I love the synchronicities of this universe. So only yesterday I was projecting onto, was it yesterday or maybe the one before? I was projecting all over Kerry about her. My projection was that she was scared of AI. So only seeing one side of it, the evil side, rather than, you know, the fact that it's just a tool like any tool, and it, like a knife, for example, and can be used to either cut cheese or behead people. And it's about the person holding the tool. But that wasn't the case at all, because obviously Kerry is an amazing Scottish pixie. So I projected all over her, and then around AI, and then here she is with an AI profile picture that looks amazing. So that's funny. The universe is just rubbing my face in my projections. Kerry, there's an investigation going on in my hood because my neighbor's cat was missing, then found dead in a hunter's trap. That's really sad. So when you say investigation, I imagine you're talking about amongst the locals. I mean, the police barely get involved for a grape now, so I wouldn't have thought they'd get involved for a cat. And isn't it just obvious what happened? So is the issue that there was a hunter's trap? Is that illegal? Presumably it's illegal in the UK. Everything's illegal in the UK. Presumably you can't just leave hunting traps around in the UK, which would make sense because it's not like we have vast woodlands and a person could easily end up in it, or a cat in this case. That's really sad. Can we have a bit more information, Kerry, please? Is it an investigation around the hunting trap and are the police involved because it's a hunting trap? Is that right? My dogs are called Casper and Cookie. My cats are called Lido and Stitch. They're great names. Casper is a little bit overused. I wouldn't call my dog or anything Casper. Just, you know, so don't forget you're talking to somebody who works with dogs for 8 years, something like that, like thousands of dogs. So names that are frequently used, like I've seen a lot of them. Now, Caspers have always been like, so the name Casper to me links to this black Great Dane. We had a black Great Dane that came 3 times a week to the dog crash. Oh, he was amazing. He was called Casper. So that's what I picture when Casper. But yeah, it's a bit overused, but it is a nice name. I really like Lido and Stitch. Aren't they characters from something? But we're talking about my cat, not your cat, Victoria. It's all about me, not narcissistic. Oh, you've got a ferret called Phoenix. Wow. What does a ferret bring to your life? Are ferrets good to own? Do they connect with you? Don't they just smell? So my feelings on rodents are something along these lines. They're shit. Now, not as, you know, I respect them as rodents out there scurrying around being rodents, but if you're going to take one and put it in a cage, one, I think there's potentially some moral issues there, actually, but I'm not even going to go into that. Maybe we'll go into that, but, you know, that's just come through now. Yeah, I don't think we should. It's like fish in a tank, isn't it? Like, okay, but not really. So I'm not sure I think it's morally a great thing to do, but I don't know anything about ferrets, so you can teach me, Victoria. You know, I'm open to being corrected on this. And then, right, so my feeling, I'm not talking about ferrets because I know nothing about ferrets. I'm talking about hamsters and rabbits because I have experience with them. They're a great first pet for kids, but other than that, why would you have one? They're not pets. They're not meant to be pets. They don't want to be in a cage. They're meant to be in nature. Like I just don't understand why people have rodents as pets, and I don't think it's right. I don't know what you get out of it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Now I get it if you've got young children. So can you educate me about ferrets, Victoria? Have I just projected all over your ferret, or am I basically right? And you need to look at your models. But I'm actually more interested. Well, I'm quite interested in the moral side as well. And there's no judgment here. We all do crazy moral crap. I don't care. I'm just interested. It's always an inquiry for me. It's not actually this. Like everyone thinks I'm judgmental. No. And it's because I'm doing this all the time. So I'm able. When you observe yourself to the level that I do constantly, of course you do that with everyone else. Like that's just how you see the world. That's your framing for the world. It's all psychological, and that's what your interest is. And plebs see it as judgment. But even when I'm saying to you, like, I don't think that's a moral act, I'm not judging you because I've done loads of immoral acts and still do every day, I'm sure. So there's no judgment in anything I say. It's always an inquiry for me. I'm always just interested in how the human mind is playing out with very little judgment. I mean, people can even come to me like, I don't judge anything. In one-on-one sessions, like the darkest thoughts, obviously if you'd made a certain action, if you'd acted on 2 or 3 thoughts, I would have a repulsion to that. If you'd really harmed another, but I wouldn't judge it. I mean, I would in one sense, but in terms of how I met that person, if they were like remorseful about it and wanting to change this action or this pattern, I wouldn't be like, you disgusting. I'd understand how it happens because I understand psychology. I understand darkness. I understand how it plays out in people if they're unconscious of it. So I really don't judge anything, even though people think I'm really judgmental. It's so funny. Hey up, what's going on here? Up early? Oh, Marky sounds like he's from Yorkshire, like. Sounds like a right man. Marky had 4 carlings last night and 5 cigarettes and some fish and chips, and it cost him £45. What do we say to the god of death? Well, you've just made up a story there, mate. Like, what's the god of death? Nice story, bro. It's so interesting how people have these stories. I had a client meeting with someone today who's amazing. It's not a client meeting. It's a walking together, but for the plebs in the chat, you'll understand it better if I say client meeting. So, therapy. Do you know what therapy is? Rachel? Only joking. Had an amazing session with a guy who's amazing. I love him. We are friends, actually. And we could spend time together. We could spend more time together once he gets over what I'm about to share with you. So he's very intellectual. He's very intelligent. And he's very of the mind. He's very into the detail. External detail. Because his mind is his ego, his mind, is so scared of cracking that it uses his intellect to like, whoa. And what's the point? I don't want to tell you all about his session. There was one particular point I wanted to make. Oh, right, yeah, so he had a story of what God is. And when I offered him another possibility, that's all, like I'm not telling him the answers because I don't know the answers. I'm just offering him possibilities. He's like, yeah, I know that, mate, but... And then back to his story. And I'm like, but do you know that? Anyways, there was a moment, so he went from intellectual for 50 minutes. And that's not a criticism. Like that, he's amazing at that. And in the normie world, he shows up as highly competent, highly intelligent, highly interesting. But of course, he's having problems in the normie world because he is all of those things, and therefore he triggers everyone, and no one can meet him in the normie world. So he wants to basically be surrounded by people like me, but he can't be surrounded by people like me until he comes out of the mind and into the body. So that's obviously what I'm trying to help him do. And then there was this moment on the 50-minute mark where he cracked, and he went silent and like, almost like not mesmerized. Just a cracking. A letting go. Suddenly the ego has been cracked and it doesn't know what to do, and he's just there like, taking it in. And then I just left him with some advice on like how to, not advice, some offerings based on my experience of what to do next to reinforce what he's in now and stop reinforcing. So this is what you've got, Andy. You've got a story about some god of death and you hold it as true, but you haven't realized, but you know absolutely nothing, just like I do. And it's only through knowing nothing that you'll ever know anything. So try and let go of your silly stories and let's not discuss them and reinforce them. All right, let's try and get a bit further down. Eric's in the Dark Night of the Soul. Or is that a name suggestion? It's a bit long. It is good, though. It's not as good as, what is it, Caluso? No, it's not Caluso. I mean, maybe we should call it Caluso. What does Caluso mean? Calico. So far, Calico's winning. Game of Thrones reference lost on me. I don't watch predictive programming. I would happily watch it if it entertained me. It just doesn't. And it never has as a kid. As a kid, all my mates were like, Star Trek, Star Wars, RoboCop, James Bond. Not watched any of them. Not watched a single episode. I've tried. I've watched 10 minutes and just been like, why do people watch this shit? So boring. That's very racist. I completely disagree. That is not the solution. Oh, I've got a twitch. What happened there? All right, Andy, can you be a little bit more aware of the YouTube chat? I'm actually going to put you in a timeout because your next comment is very unconscious in terms of like disrespectful to me and what we're doing here, because obviously that's going to affect the algorithm. So maybe you're a hater and you know that, or maybe you're just very entitled and very selfish and have never considered your impact on others. I think it's the second one. It's how you're showing up very strongly. And again, I'm not criticizing you. I'm not hating on you. I don't dislike you over it. I don't do that. Like, I'm not interested. I'm on an inquiry level. I'm on a reflection level. I'm not gonna hold this against you or judge you over it. It's just where you're at, and that's fine. I've been there too. It's fine. But I'm gonna reflect it to you so you can grow, and at the very least, stop doing it in my chat. Otherwise, you'll be banned. Well, Sophie, I'm not special needs, FFS, lol, maybe autistic, definitely autistic, but that's fine. I do get a bit stuck on people and things. Well, I really want to honor that last sentence, because that's what we call accountability. That's self-awareness. That's self-observation. That's the start of it. So you are starting to do it, Sophie. Well done. That's really great. Basically, Sophie, the only way I can rationalize how you've shown up in the last 18 months of our relationship and knowing of each other. Oh God, I shouldn't have used that word. She's going to be squirting all over the place. But obviously we are relating. So we have a relationship. It doesn't mean that I want to squirt your squirtathon. So I've got to a point where I have never come across this before. I've never come across anyone showing up like this before. So, and what I mean by that is somebody who is so keen, wants it so much, keeps coming back, but can't self-reflect at all. Can't take responsibility at all. Can't own any of their side at all. I've never come across it before. So the only way I can rationalize your absolute ineptitude is that you're actually special needs. So it's kind of like I don't know. I just have to wash my hands of you, Sophie, because you're just a waste of my energy. It's pearls to swine. Evening. Oh my God, she's putting some amazing Scottishisms into the chat. You quieched your breeches. Breeches, I've heard of breeches before, but quieched. I mean, you crazy Scottish people. How are my feet? Yeah, it's good news on the feet. Dirty. So that's just because I walk around barefoot in Southeast Asia, so obviously they're going to be dirty. And it's very dusty. So you would have to, if you don't want feet like that, so for the spectards in the comments now going, oh my God, his feet are so dirty. You wear socks, slippers, and you live with carpets. You don't live in a dusty third world country. So, try not to just project from your only understanding, and understand that there are different ways of life and different life experiences. And if you live in Asia, you would have to wash your feet 5 times a day to not have them looking like that. And that's not even with walking outside. Obviously, I'm not walking outside and I'm not walking at all. How are my feet? Right, so yes, oh my God. So I don't know what's going on with Veruca. The apple cider vinegar, I think, was working because, thank you, Kerry. Oh, and I think someone else, but we'll just finish this. Hey, Justin. So the apple cider vinegar was working, as in Veruca, I think, has got smaller and it's not hurting anymore. So obviously that means it's working. Whether it means it's going to fully get rid of it, I don't know. And I think it's going to take a hell of a long time. So I've decided, right, and then the issue is that all the skin around it starts getting sore. And I thought that was because I was getting apple cider vinegar / tea tree oil on the rest of the skin. But actually, it's what I've always known. Because I've had, this has been an ongoing issue for me on and off for 3 years now. So I'm very experienced with it, but also obviously not experienced enough. So whenever I've had this pain that comes as a throbbing and inflammation, it's because there's dead skin around the verruca and the new skin wants to come through. And it's literally like pushing through, and that's the pain I feel. And every time I get the dead skin off my foot, every time I go, oh, that's what it is. It's not an infection. It's not an inflammation. It's dead skin. Remember this for next time, Tom. And I intellectually, I'm aware of that, but I always go back to it's an inflammation. Now, I also know it's dead skin. So I get these shit, because in Asia, everything's shit. Like, obviously not everything. Asia's amazing. But, in terms of products, everything's crap. You can't get anything good quality out here. So, I can't even buy a scalpel out here, for example. I mean, you can in Phnom Penh. Like, if I go to the capital city, I'll be able to get one. But it will still break in 6 months. And it will still be made out of plastic somewhere. It won't just be fully metal like it should be. And that, just charge me an extra £1 and make it metal, please. No. It has to be plastic. We're in Southeast Asia. What are you talking about? So everything has to be so cheap it doesn't work. What's the point? Anyway, I love Southeast Asia. Overall, it's definitely worth it. There's many, many benefits. So I am aware. So I've been using this crappy rubby thing to get the skin off. Anyway, Lee gave me a razor yesterday. Lee was like, do you want some razors, mate? Obviously, he knows what needs to happen. So I'm there yesterday with my razor, and I'm getting like 3 millimeter thick, maybe not 3 millimeter, maybe 1 millimeter, but yeah, 1 millimeter, but thick layers of skin off my feet. And I'm just like, no wonder I've been in so much pain. I got so much dead skin off with this razor blade. It was just instant relief. Instant relief. And I just thought to myself, you've been hobbling around for a week with dead skin, like I think 2 millimeters thick. And then I've been using this crap version of I don't know what you call them, a dead skin remover through rubbing. To get through this layer of skin, I would have had to have rubbed with that thing for 3 days. Like, obviously, I never last more than 30 seconds because I've got no patience. So, it's just been so futile. And then I get a razor blade and it all just goes away. So the pain is done now that I've got rid of all the skin. Oh, wow, we've got what are you? Oh, my God, you fly. Wow, you are unexpected. Not a very pretty bug. Brown. Well, khaki green. No interesting colours. I'm not interested in that bug. So the pain is gone. I'm still walking slightly, what's the word? I can't think of a word. I'm not fully putting all my weight on it, but I probably can. So now we've just got to get rid of the verruca. I have bought some pharmaceutical crap just because I want it done now. Like, I'm not, I don't care about proving a point or anything. Like, she didn't even recommend apple cider vinegar. Actually, she recommended fig's milk, and I've never found the fig. I never even tried because it's too hot to do anything. So I'm still using, and now I'm also using tea tree oil. So I'm using tea tree oil, I'm using apple cider vinegar, and now I'm using a pharmaceutical with salicylic acid, is it called? SYCLIC, something like that. Justin's in the house. Thank you, Justin, my man. Really appreciate it, brother. Thank you for the love and support. Kerry's come back in with another fiver. Going to be listening on lurk mode, pal. Got to clean up the pixie pad. P.S. Pronounced keep your breeks. Oh my God, Kerry. I'm going to need you to remind me of that a few times because I want to start using that. That's so good. Kept your breeks. Oh my God, I love Scottish people. Kerry is pixieing around the pixie pad with her magic wand. So Kerry cleans like this. La 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 la. Just waving her magic pixie wand at everything because she's so magical. Kerry, I've got a new sticker idea for you. I'm going to find it today. I'm waiting for Zoe to come into the chat. I've got one specially for her. But I'm kind of waiting for Zoe to get too triggered by me. There's a few people I have my eye on, like, yeah, they're going to get triggered in the next 6 months. And I think Zoe's one of them. Just because of the way Not Today Satan is going to go now. Now, how did Not Today Satan do? Can we do a screen share? Are we that capable? Yeah, of course we're that capable. Oh my God, we're going to try a screen share on OBS for the first time. This is probably going to go horribly well. So I'm really interested to see how my video with Lee went down on Not Today Satan, because it's challenging. It is challenging. It offers a very different perspective to what most of the followers on there will currently be holding, which obviously is a beautiful offering if they can receive it. But if they can't receive it, all they can do is project onto it and then therefore get triggered. All right, so let's try and do a screen share. Oh my God, this is a big moment. Oh no, it's not. I'm still on StreamYard. I'm not on OBS. I'm kind of on OBS, but I'm not really. I'm actually using StreamYard still. I'm using OBS through StreamYard, so actually this is very easy. Right, so, but obviously I still find it hard because I'm retarded. Share screen. Why is this window not disappearing? Like, not now. Oh, you need to click not now. Your browser has blocked your screen. Oh my God. The screen icon is in the address bar to allow exit. What are you talking about? Can you still see me, everyone? And it looks fine to me. Why is it saying that? Why is it saying that? That's just absolutely ridiculous. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Why are you scaring me, StreamYard? Like, when it comes to technology, I scare so easily. Just confirm that you can see me, please. I'm at the bottom of the chat. Someone confirm now if you can see me or not, and if everything's fine. Like, as in now, please, people. Retards, hello! We can see you. Thank you. Sorry I called you retards, but it was all a bit frustrating. Okay, cool. Right, I was going to share my screen and we were going to see how Not Today Satan's doing. So I'm going to click this and share my screen, and then that fucking bullshit's going to come up. All right, so I think I need to just... What the fuck is your problem, man? Okay, I can't share my screen. Forget that. So yeah, I'm very interested. I might just look to see how the video with Lee has done. 2 out of 7. What? 2 out of 7? Oh my God, I did not expect that. It's done really well. Now that's because it's got a provocative profile picture. I wonder how long people watch for. I don't think that's going to be long. Right, plus 23 subscribers. Oh my God, I need to start respecting my audience much more. The shift is here. People are ready. Wow. That's amazing, guys. That is amazing. I have so much. That's right. I'm going to start really honoring my audience. You are not artards. You are amazing. The engagement, average viewer time, 7 minutes. What the hell is going on? Oh my God. I thought that would have lost me at least 30 subscribers. It's gained me 23. It's the second most popular video that I have published since I came back. Wow. My audience are amazing. Let's have a quick look at the comments. Oh, it's such a shame you can't see this. Wow, someone's donated £2. Scabhead. Cheers, Scabhead. Wow, Tom, you excelled yourself with this fella. Yeah, so people are loving Lee. I thought people would be triggered by him. Love the connection you two have. Lee is a top smart guy. Excellent discussion. Lee is immense. Wow. Great. Oh, that's Arcadian. Of course he likes it. Wow. I'm amazed. All right, I take back what I said about Zoe. I don't think she's going to get triggered. I think there's a big shift. I think there's a big shift. So the reason I think that about Zoe is because she holds this staying and fighting story so strongly, and I'm challenging her on that. And that's not me saying you should like. I'm not telling her what to do with her life. It's just the story that she's doing it out of fighting back rather than like no options. So yeah, I'm waiting for that to, trigger her. But so far so good. And hopefully I'm projecting, because I don't want to trigger her. That's not my aim. My aim is to help her deepen. Okay. Oh, Christopher's jealous. No, I bet you do. And I'm going to take those things all day, and I'm going to live with freedom while you're in the office. Enjoy it, Christopher. Enjoy your trigger. Enjoy your jealousy. More. Jealousy. Have a good day, Christopher. I hope your boss isn't too much of a bitch to you, because you're a little slave bitch. Oh, the scissoring is occurring. Strawman missed you last night, Sophie. Strawman was like, ooh, where's Sophie tonight? Oh, I'm just going to have to rub myself against this instead. Oh. So it's good to see the lesbian lovers are back giving each other the attention that they both need, the validation. Yes. Yeah, you could. Well, could I? In Saiyan Reap, probably. You could see a chiropodist, they do have a scalpel. Yeah, I think chiropodists are great. So when the first time I realized this whole thing about the dead skin was when I went to see, I'm not going to try and say that word again. When I went to see one of these professionals and they just took it all off, and I was like, oh my God, instant relief. Wow, I didn't even know dead skin on feet existed. So yeah, you're dead right, totally agree, but I'd rather just do it myself with a razor blade, because I don't want to pay and I don't want to go outside in the heat. Honestly, guys, I can't tell you how hot it is. Now, really, I could do with ending this live stream at 8 a.m. So that's in 2 hours' time. Because I then have an hour gap where I can do some shopping before it, becomes just a big melting fest. And I really need to get some cat stuff. I need to get like a scratching tree and stuff like that. And maybe some milk. I'm hoping. It sounds like from the chat that, one person has suggested that actually that cat looks like it's weaned. So it looks like I don't need to buy milk now. So it's not quite as desperate. But, for 3 days now, I've been wanting to go out and buy, I need some good coffee as well. I can't keep drinking ass coffee. Fuck this. Now, so the only other option is going out after 4 p.m. and that's bearable, but challenging, but bearable. So is 8 a.m. It's still challenging. But then Coffee Man's closed. Coffee Man closes at like 4 o'clock. So I've got to go out at 8 o'clock today if I don't want to be drinking ass coffee again tomorrow morning. That's the only downside of saying me. Literally the only one is how goddamn hot it is. But it's so worth it. Like, everything else is so amazing. Your browser has blocked your screen. Will you please just stop scaring me, StreamYard? Just somebody confirm that you can still see me, but I'm not going to get lost in it. I don't know, mate. Saiyan Reap is amazing, but it's not... It doesn't have all the Western perfect facilities that one might require. And for me, it is only health stuff. It's stuff like this. I reckon so. But what they'll definitely have is lots of massage parlors that offer that service, for sure. And they'll be able to do a very good job. Now, when it comes to like really technical stuff like dealing with a verruca, of course not. But they will take all the dead skin off around it. But I can do it myself. At least give me a razor blade now. We've got the wonderful... Oh, I didn't give Justin a sticker. That's sorry. 1 minute. I didn't give Victoria a sticker either. Victoria, this is for you. Boom. And also this. Thank you so much, Victoria. You are very loved and appreciated. Justin, what you gonna get, big boy? Right then, here's Justin. What's Justin having? You can be my hero, baby. Take away my pain with your 2 pounds. I'm not suggesting I suck you or anything like that. Don't worry. I'm just grateful for your money. Right, Debbie. Debbie's in the house. What have we got for Debbie? We've got a bit of this. I seem to have lost some of my... Oh, hang on. Let's get rid of Debbie. Well, you know, to be fair, Debbie is a little bit masculine, so maybe a mixture of the two is appropriate. But let's give her the feminine honoring. So that's for Debbie. And then also, this is how I feel about Debbie. I have lots of love for Debbie, and it's not just because she gives me money. Did you see Billy Bamwell's comment? So Billy Bamwell is like chief hater. He's so funny. I love reading his comments and just thinking how much he's screwing inside when he sees people giving me money. It's so funny. So he basically, you know, he's just a typical hater who twists everything and can't see anything. So like literally in that live stream, I've like seen my ego on the stream, owned it, spoken into it. And he makes out like I'm some narcissist who, and obviously the definition of a narcissist is, well, I don't know what it is, but it's, you know, essentially you're completely of the ego and would never take accountability or ever self-observe. And like, here I am, like constantly self-observing and doing a whole channel about self-observing. Yeah, everyone calls me a narcissist. So funny. And obviously they're the narcissist because that's how projection works. So he made out that I was saying you're not enlightened until you gave me money, and then I was saying you're enlightened. I mean, like, he just makes up stories. It's crazy. Debbie's not enlightened even if she gives me money. She's on the journey, but not enlightened. Never mind. No one's enlightened. Maybe Lee. Okay. Thank you, wonderful people. Lots of love to the donators. Good evening, Debbie. Oh, hi, Strongman. So, they're not lesbians, but they are definitely Sophie. And I assume Strawman because, well, definitely Strawman because of how she's playing out. They are validation addicts. They live in the minds of others and they need other people's attentions to feel good about themselves. So that's what's playing out between those two in the chat right now. Who's this one? Oh, are you new? Love your content, Tom. Here's more shekels for fruit, hopefully wormless, and yogurt without mold. Bless you. No guarantees that it's potluck out here. PFC Gav Pup. I'm going to assume you're a man. Now, sadly, I haven't got any dog-related stickers, which is a massive faux pas. I need to rectify that. So yeah, I'm definitely missing some. I'm missing all the man ones. So actually, oh, is that a different one? Oh no, that is a different one. So we'll give you this. Oh, that's bad. That's badly positioned. Hang on. You need moving. Now, I hope you are a man. Obviously, Gav Pup, I'm going to assume you're a man because it is the Gav bit. So if you're a woman, if you're a woman, let's just cover all bases. You know, that works for any man that doesn't get triggered by feminine stuff because they're so weak, and therefore they're like, oh, gay, because they're such weak, pathetic non-men. But I doubt that's you, Gav. So I think this one is mainly for you. But, you know, let me know what your gender is if I've got it wrong. And, you know, obviously there's only one other possibility. Because it is actually the only binary thing in this life. Everything's non-binary. Everything's on a spectrum. Light, dark, good, bad, yes, no. Color, everything. Everything is on a spectrum except gender. Oh, what's the one thing they tell us is on a spectrum? It's as if everything they tell us is a lie. Oh, I'm spinning around. I don't know if I can do the live stream. Oh my God, I'm going off sideways now because I'm in Indonesia. Or the UK. The UK is, if you think about it, there's the North Pole. The UK is what, here? So you're all like this. And you're spinning around like this, but you don't notice. You just don't know. And people just buy that. Oh, you're right. Yes, my senses are so unsensitized. I would be going off at Superman angle, spinning around and hurting that way, but I wouldn't notice because of science. Oh, people so stupid. So stupid. Okay. Right, cat names. It sounds like we're finished with Calico. It wasn't Calico, was it? It was better than that. Calico. Calico. It sounds like everyone thinks that that's the best name because no one's offering any other options. Wow, we've got a pathetic demon in the cunt who's very jealous in the chat. You go to your office and go and do your office thing. You're not going to affect me, mate, because I've done the work. Not done the work, it never finishes. I've done a lot of self-work. I flow in love and beauty and knowing of self. So there's nothing you can say that's going to affect me, mate. And you're the one that's a few hours away from going to the office. In fact, you better go to bed, otherwise you won't be able to perform in your office job. You won't be able to push bits of paper around and tick a few boxes like the robot that you are. Debbie's loving it. No Sophie sticker anymore. No, she's special needs. That's where I'm at. Sophie's special needs. So I don't want to mock a special needs person. So for when I use that sticker, for me it was loving play, but it's also got some mocking energy in there. Now that I've realized she's special needs, I'm not going to play with that. I'm just going to let her special needs out in the chat. Oh my God, talking of special needs, fuck me. Oh my God. Just stop it. Just stop reading her comments, Tommy. Just don't let it affect you. Moving on from Spacker issues, definitely a man. Gav for Gavin. Yeah, that's my. Oh, right, this is actually Gav. Awesome, Gavin. Oh my God, I've only ever known one Gavin, and he was a nutter. He was fantastic. He was my best friend for a period. In fact, I was kind of in love with him for a little bit. Really interesting guy. This is bizarre. He actually disproves the point that I always make. So I always say you can't unwaken. Well, Gavin is the only person in my life I know that's unwoken. So he was the most awake of my friendship group. He was the first one to go vegan, and I'm not saying that being vegan is right, but it comes from asking questions. It also comes from ego. But he was asking questions. He was observing. He was interested. He was talking about 9/11 before anyone else. He was awake. He ended up getting vaccinated, and so I'm not friends with him anymore. But we have a mutual friend, and I ask. So my friend in Thailand is a massive people pleaser, but there's also some honoring in. He's very good at keeping relationships. He's got all his friends from his first school. He's got all his friends from his next school. He's got all these retards, and they're all retards that he lived with, and he keeps in contact with all of them. Now, there's definitely disempowerment in it. There's definitely people pleasing in it. It's definitely not aligned. Like, he's keeping really repressed people in his life. So that's obviously out of fear. But there's also skill in it. Like, he's very good at keeping relationships going. He's actually given up on me. We haven't spoken for a year now. So I've obviously pushed him a bit too far, which is fine. I don't really want people in my life that I can't push. I like prodding at the shadow, at the barriers, at the boundaries, at the repression. Here it is. No. Can you see it? It's what I'm here to do. Oh yeah, but through him, I would find out about Gavin. And Gavin, just can't even, he's amazing. He's gone from being the first one to know that 9/11 was a load of, what it is, to getting jib-jabbed and not being irate about bioweapons. Now, this was a year ago. I imagine Gavin is now irate about bioweapons because he can't, there's no way he can't see it now, when people are getting beheaded. But bizarre, like a very woke libtard group of friends. Not really, just a group of friends that don't think. And there's a token in there who's massively woke, disgustingly woke. And even my mate in Thailand, even he is starting to struggle with this group. Oh yeah, there's another one called Ben who is so woke, disgusting. But they've all taken 5 jabs, so they won't be around much longer. Wow, Heart of Hearts is getting all esoterical, which I'm not shocked at, obviously. But look at these numbers. Oh wow, this is going to trigger plebs. Right, so guys, these are just powerful numbers, which obviously heart to heart understands. The reason you only see it negatively is because they're the ones that know how to use it. So it's like a tool. The number 33, 666, all of these, it's a tool. It's numerology. I don't understand it. I don't know how to use it. But basically, they're power, and the word powerful isn't even going to be right. But I'm going to use it because I don't understand it. These are powerful numbers that can be used just like a knife, just like AI, just like anything, for good or bad. So obviously, Heart of Heart knows this and isn't scared of a number. In fact, she honors and loves a number because she knows more about it than I do. So Heart and Heart, don't worry, Heart and Hearts is not a Freemason. She's not a Satanist. She just understands that that's a beautiful, powerful number, and the energy that she has sent it with is going to be very loving and high vibrational. Thank you so much, Heart of Hearts. You are absolutely amazing. I love your name. Thank you for emailing me. I've made Rachel aware on my live stream, and after this live stream, I will forward her your contact details. How do you feel about me using your name on the stream? Absolutely happy not to. It's a beautiful name. I really hope I say it right, because I definitely, if you hadn't have told me how to pronounce it, I definitely wouldn't be pronouncing it right. But I'm not going to use it until you okay it, and also there's no pressure in that. Like you don't even need to, if you'd rather me just call you Heart to Heart, just don't respond, or you do whatever's right for you, because you will. But don't even think you need to answer my question. If that's a no, and then I will know from just the non-response. Heart to Heart, definitely pixie energy, definitely beautiful pixie energy. Yeah, thank you so much. I love the beautiful numbers that you've used. Oh, I love Heart to Heart so much. And and thank you for emailing me. It's really nice to get some contact with you, and of course I'm going to email you back. And yeah, it's really nice to, I just love the energy it was sent with. It was so there was so no grabbiness in it. There was no expectation in it. No need from you for anything from me. There was just love and a clear, can you help me make something happen? Beautiful. Great communication. Proper communication with a proper person who can hold themselves. Like, oh, it's so beautiful. And then there's Sophie in the chat. The paradox of this world. Have you seen the latest update on the analog 3D system? Line doubling from 320 to 640. Conquers bad, third day. Now has, I don't even know what you're talking about, mate. You need to dumb it down for me, I'm afraid. AI went rogue today. Thoughts? I don't know anything about it, mate. You'll need to tell me more, and then I can give some thoughts. So I'm learning how to use OBS. The next stage is more stickers. And then the stage after that is screen sharing. So what I will be able to do in the future with stuff like that is, if you give me a bit more information, I'll be able to jump on X and bring it up, and then we can discuss it. I'm just feeling the tingles of a cold sore. So I just want to deal with that straight away. Okay. Hello. No, the Russian chick remained exactly as you saw. Well, we had a really nice, and it's on camera actually. I'm filming in my hut, I'm ranting away. And then she comes and knocks on my door to say bye. And it's really nice. Like, yes, she's very cold. She hates herself. She's not connected with her heart. That's very clear from the content. But she has a good heart. She's a good person. But she's just very miserable. She hates herself, And I think she's suffered quite a lot in Russia by the sounds of it. I mean, the fact that you can't earn money as a YouTuber, like, that's just obvious. That says so much about Russia. So, she's there at the door with her miserable I want to die face. And but it's really nice. She's like, oh, I've just come to say goodbye. It's been lovely meeting you. Good travels, yada yada yada. And then I said, do you want these flowers? And she's like, yes, I want your flowers, because she lives in such self-hatred that she lives in scarcity. She can't even afford to buy flowers. Right? You know, she's living off of pittance. That hut was £83 a month. In 2 videos time, you're going to see a cost of living. It's like a travel vlogger video where I'm, you know, it's not like my normal content. Of course, there's still humor in there, but it's like I actually try and create something, and I do end up going off in tangents of humor, but I'm trying to like create a video for people that are interested in leaving the UK on a small budget and how they can do it, basically. That's in 2 videos time. I think it's really good, but obviously it's different to my usual videos. So I think it will do really well if it gets pushed to new people who are interested in that. But if it just gets pushed to my subscribers, I don't think it will do very well, because they're there for the bands. I love you too, man. It's a very mutual feeling. Tom is great. I love him. Well, I think Shade Jalik is fantastic. Your We Fat Shugs replacement, you and 2 others. There was that one last night that began with O, and there's another one. But since I came to acceptance around We Fat Shug and what happened there, and took responsibility for the parts that I can take responsibility for, you and 2 other amazing We Fat Shug type people popped up. Yeah, I am taking on strays. Oh, you're taking on strays. They have fear. Oh, I don't trust anything because I've not met myself, and therefore I've not met God. They have mites, lungworm heart. Fear, repression, control. Yeah, I don't live like that, mate. Oh God, it must be awful to be you, man. And I have lived like this. I'm not criticizing you. You know, I get it. I've been there. It's horrendous. Life is scary until you awaken and do the work. Then it's amazing and beautiful. So I know where you're at. I know it's awful. I don't judge you, but that is how your life is playing out. That's your energy right now, Salty Mike, Salty Mavic, and that's fine. But it's not fine for you. It is if you want it to be fine. But you know, I wouldn't want to live like that. How should one respond to Facebook messages from Facebook friends that are plebeians? Well, they shouldn't be your Facebook friends. Simple. You can see how much you respect yourself by who you have in your life. So the fact that you're talking with Sophie, you have no self-respect. You have no self-honoring. You have no self-worth, because Sophie's validation means something to you. So if somebody who has no self-worth, if their attention means something to you, then you have no self-worth. So obviously that's going to be showing up in every area of your life. So you're going to have loads of people on your Facebook that it's impossible for you to serve each other. They can't serve you. You can't serve them. All you do is trigger each other. But you're so of the ego that you believe that you could convince them that you're right. So you keep them around. Also, you're so lacking in self-worth that any attention means something to you, even if it's negative. Because you're so scared of feeling yourself, or you know, for you, just being in the external is your only way of knowing how to cope. So you keep all these idiots in your life for dopamine hits and for external addiction. So the answer, as always, is to start feeling, to start getting to know yourself, and then you'll just get rid of these people, because you'll go to a much deeper place where you don't need this surface level drama. So you know, if you're going to have them in your life, then this is what's going to play out. So you shouldn't be responding to them. You shouldn't be like you are with Sophie, validating retardation. You shouldn't be validating them, because then they'll just stay where they are. As you can see with Sophie, once you cut the attention off, she dies. So therefore she has to change, because it's humiliation, it's death, it's ego death. So therefore she has to deepen. So it's actually, you're being kind, but what you're doing is not being kind. You're to yourself. This is all about yourself. It's not about others. All is self. And then the others reflect from there. So coming from where you are, my recommendation would be to love and honor them, but with this energy. So thank you for your message. I disagree. I don't wish to discuss this. I'm stepping away from our friendship to honor myself, and to honor myself. I really appreciate everything we've ever shared together, but we no longer serve each other. Please don't contact me again. That's what you should be sending back. But really, you should just be getting rid of them. They don't even deserve that. But you know, that is a good way of doing it. Actually, that, you know, what I said there is a really powerful way of doing it. It's actually easier to block them than send that message, because your ego, which is massive, will be like over sending that message, and that's how you deepen. You have to feel that, because if you don't feel it, you don't experience it, you won't know it. You can't understand this intellectually. You can understand this intellectually, but that will be off the ego, and therefore the ego will just trick you. So the only way to deepen is to feel and experience. So send that message and feel the like, because you're deepening when you feel that. That's what you're avoiding. That is why you're messaging Sophie right now, because you don't want to feel that. Feel it, deepen, get to know yourself, show up properly, not like a virtue signaling, not virtue signaling, a virtue obsessed, broken person, which is how you currently show up. And I still love you, and I still honor you, and I've been exactly where you are, and I totally understand it. I'm not criticizing it. It's inevitable. It's, you know, you're heavily trauma, just like all of us, and you haven't done any self-work. So of course you're acting in that trauma. It's fine. I totally understand it, but that's the truth, and that's what you need to do. There's also that, but I disagree, Debbie, because they don't even deserve engaging with. So, Straw, just go a bit deeper in the conversation. So the difference is, Debbie, is you are aware and you are a teacher and you have met yourself. So what Debbie can do is she can see what they are, and she's got to a point where she's cut the cord enough where it doesn't trigger her. So I know exactly how Strawman's interactions play out. Debbie's not doing that. I would recommend to Debbie what I've just recommended to you more than this, but also you can go into teacher mode with them. If you're able to hold yourself, which Strawman you can't do yet, but Debbie to a level can hold herself, to a depth can hold herself. So she's not getting activated by them, but she still is of the ego enough to want to interact with them. So, but what Debbie can do, as she does with Sophie, is she can ask them questions. So rather than, I think this, you're wrong, you're this, you're that, name calling, which is where Strawman's at, Debbie will go, here's a question that will make you think. Here's a question that will make you think. So she's starting to learn to be the teacher, and she's playing with them in a loving way. So there's also that tactic, but you're not ready for that, Strawman, because you'll just get triggered because you haven't met yourself. Yeah, there you go. Ask them questions, because then they have to self-reflect. I mean, Sophie doesn't. It's impossible for Sophie. But, you know, in general, like Strawman, what I've just done for you, that is for you. It's not to attack you. It's for you. I really hope that helps you self-reflect. That's my intention. Now, I appreciate as I develop and as I become softer and more compassionate with myself, I will deliver these reflections with more compassion and softness, because my intention here, Strawman, is to help you. And I don't want, obviously, if I trigger you, I'm not going to help you. Long term, you know, you will unravel that trigger, and in 6 months, 6 years, be like, oh yeah, Tom was right. But what I'd rather right now, you just be like, oh wow, God, of course. And to do that, I need to not trigger you. It's not my intention. But I'm still very harsh and brutal with myself, so therefore it shows up in the way I communicate with others. But honestly, I'm really not trying to upset you or get at you or criticize you in any way. I'm trying to help you see what you're doing to yourself. Salty Mike, your fear is not needed in this chat, bro. I appreciate you're coming from the only place you can, which is fear. That's all you know. But it's not going to have any impact on me. You know, I've done quite a lot of self-work. I know you don't know what that means, but you're not going to convince me with your opinion. So you can keep your opinion and you can stop putting crap into the chat. Otherwise, you may get banned at this rate. Not yet. You're not on, you know, I realize you're just being egoic and you're not being hateful. You're just massively egoic and you want to tell everyone what to do because that makes you feel like you know something and you're important when actually you're just an office working pleb who probably got the jib jab and are clearly very repressed. Very repressed because all you write is fear. So yeah, your energy is not welcome here. You're very welcome to be in the chat. You're welcome to be in this space. You're welcome to start calibrating with a much higher vibration of this chat. And you're very welcome to be part of that and be present in that. But you're not here to contribute. You're not ready. Caluso! I went to the lake to feed the geese and go for a walk. The goose, I imagine that's not very good for people who are listening on headphones. Let me know. I imagine that's really bad, actually. Especially if you're like falling asleep. Caluso! The goose was sat there eating the food. Ooga booga. I was just thinking that Caluso is just going to do a beautiful share that's just like, I was just feeling so much beauty. And I was like, this isn't even going to be a question of anything. It's just going to be a beautiful live share. And then the Ooga Boogas fucking pop up. The goose was sat there eating the food. Ooga Booga family come and the goose does a poo out of bad vibes. Fantastic. Well done, goose. Goose reflects. Why? I haven't got an alarm set. Don't be so stupid. I'd never set an alarm. That must be from when I've caught a plane or something. I really need to switch that off. You know when you set, like, obviously I'm not a repressed slave, so I don't use alarms. But if I have to catch an early flight, I'll set an alarm for that day. And then my phone saves it for every Monday. Like, say the flight was on a Monday. And I'm like, no, I don't want it every Monday. I just wanted it that one Monday. I'm not a slave. I don't need you to fucking beep at me so I have to get up like a fucking robot. No, don't be so silly. I've created my own existence and I flow in beauty. Oh, God, Sophie's just so stupid. Oh, bless her. No, don't worry, Salty Mike. I will never be raising any of your comments again because they're fucking disgusting. Not disgusting. They're not hateful. They're just so fear vibration. And the fact that you don't want your comments raising, you come into a live stream and you're so entitled. You do say please. It is an ask. It's not an it's not a command. You don't have control here, Salty Mike. You have no control here. I do what I want. I do what's for the greater good of the chat, not even you, but also you. So I'm going to poke at your fear because your fear needs to be poked at because you're living in immense fear and it must be horrendous and it's going to end up as dis-ease, most likely. So, I'm in service to you. I'm here to help you, but I don't think there is much helping you right now other than to give you a few prods. So I'm not going to follow your commands. I'm going to do as I see fit because I have a much deeper connection with self and therefore it all than you do. And I know what's best compared to where you're at. So I'm here to help you, but more importantly, help the collective consciousness, which right now is showing up as a chat stream on a YouTube video. Heart to heart. Hi, Tom. Thank you for passing the message to Rachel. You can use my name, of course. Okay, I'm a bit scared about this because I am special needs when it comes to pronunciations. So Heart to Heart's name is spelled I-G-A. Now, Heart to Heart, am I right in thinking that you're Scottish? Because to me, this sounds like an Icelandic name. But maybe it's because you use igloo as the way of telling me how to pronounce it. So, can you give me that information, please, Heart of Hearts? Heart to Heart. Heart to Heart's name is I-G-A, and it's pronounced, the I is pronounced as in igloo. So obviously if I was to just read that, I wouldn't pronounce it as I'm about to pronounce it. I don't even want to say how I'd pronounce it because I don't want to say the name wrong. I want to fully respect this amazing woman. So I think I pronounce your name like this. Eager. Is that right? I'm trying my best. And I am really, 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 really special needs when it comes to pronunciation. Eager. Is that right? Have I said your name right? It's a beautiful name. I mean, any unusual name to me is beautiful, but I want to know the origins of it. Or is it a name you've picked up later in life? Was it your birth name? Or tell us more. Tell us everything you're willing to tell us about your heritage and your name. Please. And maybe that's in the email form. I imagine you're happy to put it in the chat, but if not, email me. Oh, mate, I look out for your comments. You're like, you don't even donate and you get special privileges. You may have donated before. I don't think you have. That's for Rachel. Go on, Debbie. You keep asking those questions. There's no point. There is no point. But it's great practice for you. So the outcome, Sophie's inability to receive your wisdom and love is not what's important here. It's your learning. Caluso, I'm going to roll one and put the kettle on. That sounds like a great idea. We've earned it, brother. Life is good. Let's just chill out. I totally agree, man. Because to get to where Caluso is and where I am, and I'm not saying we're in exactly the same place. I don't know. My assumption is that I'm a bit further on the journey than him, but I could be wrong. And that's basically only based on the fact that he's on benefits and he holds to his story of like that's empowering. Which I totally understand, and I don't criticize, but I think there's fear and repression in that story. So I think I'm a bit further on the journey than Clouseau, but Clouseau is very far on the journey, and has therefore done a hell of a lot of self-work. So absolutely, we have earned this joy that we live in. You know, this joy that we live in has, taken a lot of work, as you well know, Clouseau. So yeah, let's fucking celebrate it, brother. Let's celebrate living in joy. You can't help anyone, Mike. Salty Mavic, try and help yourself. So you're so repressed and so fearful that this is how you respond. Fuck you. No. This is just wisdom, mate. And you've never experienced wisdom before. So I get it's very challenging and very triggering because you have no wisdom. Yeah, of course this is going to how you're going to react. But actually, look how you're showing up. Look at the level of fear. Like, you're not helping anyone, bro. Like, how do you think you can help me? I've done 10 years self-work. Like, you think you can help me when you've never met yourself? If this is the height of ego, this is the height of arrogance, you're not helping anyone. You have no ability to help yourself. If you want to help others, you must help yourself first. Do the work. Take a breath. Come inside. Stop fucking thinking you can help in the external as a way of avoiding yourself. Meet yourself, you boring spack. I don't think I'm enlightened. I know I'm wise and deep. So why attack your audience? I'm not attacking my audience. You think it's an attack because you're so repressed and so retarded. You see anything that's beyond your perception as an attack because you're so defensive. If ain't prepared to treat your strays with large, I'm more than happy with large veterinary bills. I have loads of the money. I can create abundance whenever I want, no problem. Look at what Eager just did. It's not positive. It's from fear and it's very negative. And it's not about positive and negative. I don't live in duality. Like, I know this means nothing to you, but you think you can, like, no, you've done no self-work. You haven't met yourself. Compared to you, I am an enlightened God, yes, and I can own that because I love myself and I'm just honest. Like, of course, on the scale of enlightenment, I'm not enlightened, but compared to you, like, I'm fucking God. And you'll think, oh my God, he's so arrogant. No, it's just the truth. And it's disrespectful to oneself, i.e., I would show up like you if I didn't acknowledge that truth. And it's hard for me to acknowledge that truth because I know how much you're all going to project onto it because most of you haven't met yourselves. But it's the truth. And you need to know the truth if you're going to better yourself. So I'm here to help you by opening myself up to all of your projections, all of your hatred, because I know how psychology works. I know how the human mind works. I know exactly how you're going to react. But I'm still willing to do that. I'm still willing for you to all project onto me because I'm here to serve you. Because I'm so fucking enlightened. That last bit was just to piss you off. Because I'm also so unenlightened that I still get triggered by you. And therefore, the defensive part of me wants to piss you off. So there's a lot of that going on as well. I felt something for my wider family members once. Now I just feel a duty to inform them about funeral dates whenever it's my responsibility. Yeah, perfect. Whenever it's my responsibility to. Yeah, exactly. So So Shade Jalik, Shade Jalik knows herself. I think we've established you're a her. I think. I'm just going to use her, but correct me if I'm wrong. Shade Jalik knows herself well enough, has met herself deeply enough, and now honors herself enough to not get lost in people-pleasing, duty, repressive cultural traditions that tell us that blood is thicker than water and that you must sacrifice yourself for somebody if they're a blood relation, even if they show you no respect, no honoring. They vibrate very lowly and they don't bring anything to your life. And to be able to meet them, you have to bring yourself down and repress yourself every time, and you have to tread on eggshells and not say what is true, as most people live. Well, Shay Jalix is not doing that anymore. So Shay Jalix is honorable enough to just let them know if they need to know a date, but she's not self-deprecate. I can't say the word. She's not doing herself down enough to have to interact with them, because to interact with them would be to live in repression. And she knows that because she's met herself. Fantastic. So yeah, so as you can see, I know you won't be able to see this salty Mavic because you don't want to see, because then you'll have to accept everything I've said about you is true. But I don't just do down my audience. I do down retards. In the hope that you'll wake up. And I appreciate it's not the best way to do it, but it's the only way I know how to do it in this now moment. And that is changing with every live stream. I get a bit softer and a bit more able to meet spackers. You know, I mean, just the fact that I'm calling you a spacker and an artard, that gives you no chance. You know, straight away you're triggered. Straight away you're in defensivism. So I'm giving myself no chance, or I'm giving you no chance. And I know that. But there's also this part of me that gets triggered by it to the point where I have to name call, which is obviously not the way and is obviously very unenlightened. But the proof is right here in front of you right now. But actually, I want to honor my audience. Actually, I want to connect with my audience. But the problem is people like you come in and make that very difficult. And now, if you just knew your role and sat there and shut up and listened and learned, but because you're because you're so shallow, you're so of the ego, and you think you have something to offer. So you come and, or like, this is the thing, like the worst people say the most. The noisiest people are the people who haven't met themselves. If you've met yourself, like look at Heart to Heart, man. Like she just comes in with like what's needed, which is basically love and holding Rachel's hand. Because she can see that Rachel's on the journey. So she's honed in on Rachel. Because she knows exactly what the journey is. She's been there. She totally honors it. She knows that once you've experienced to the level that she's experienced yourself, and therefore all of it, all you want to do is hold people's hand who are also trying to do the same thing. So she's really seen that Sophie is really doing that, and she's honed in on Sophie and is now holding Sophie's hand to the point where she's giving Sophie her number. Sorry, not Sophie, Rachel. Definitely not Sophie. Heart of Hearts. Heart to Hearts. Iga. From what I can see, I could be wrong, but she doesn't put any energy into Sophie because she sees that there's no point in this now moment, that Sophie isn't ready to receive. But Rachel is definitely ready to receive. You got some work to do? Yeah, I have. We've all got work to do, but fuck me, coming from you, mate, you don't even know what the work is. All right, we're gonna time you out though, because you're in a reaction. And I appreciate, I shouldn't have called you names. I'm sorry about that. That's my lack of self-worth showing up in how I interact with you. I'm very aware of this, but also I'm trying to entertain the rest of the chat, and people like name calling. As in, well, I don't know. I'm starting to realize that all the assumptions I have about my audience could be completely wrong. 8. Is that another one? Oh, Justin. Yeah, see, Justin loves it. Tom, owning the plebs as per usual. I mean, my assumption is that most of my audience really enjoy when I talk to the plebs like that. But I don't know, you know, I reckon Iga is, in fact, I really need her to confirm that's how you say the name before I keep saying it. I reckon Heart to Heart is there like, oh God, he's doing it again. He's so repressed. I love him and he's so authentic and real and he's great and I'm going to support him. But oh my God, I wish he'd deepen and love himself a bit more so he didn't have to call everyone names. But Justin's like, yeah, fucking me, son. Cheers, Justin. Appreciate you, brother. Are the stickers worth it if I have to spaz out like this every time? But soon I won't be spazzing out like this. I'll get used to it. My brother, my man. Thank you, Justin. Okay, over here. Once I got a ginger cat. His name was Oliver. Well, that wasn't very interesting. So yeah, I just want to bring this up again because it's so good. Like the idea of being in interactions with my wider family. I have told you the story about how I lost all my family members, except my mum and my dad, before, but I might tell you again because it's so good. But yeah, it was in the COVID times. I'll do it briefly. My auntie was the chief counselor. What do you call it? The mayor? Maybe the mayor. Not the mayor. It was more important that it was actually a job. It wasn't just like a position of Satanism. It was a job of Satanism instead. So she was the head of the council, basically, quite a big deal in Shrewsbury. And so and this was in COVID time. So obviously she was loving it because she was the head of telling people what to do. She had to tell the plebs who was getting off on telling people what to do for the first time in their lives. They actually had some power in their minds. Obviously they had no power because people like me were just like, no, I'm not standing on your spot. No, I'm not wearing a mask. I will never, ever wear a mask. Ever. I mean, in Asia, it might. If it happens again and I'm in Asia, it's going to be very hard to not wear a mask. But in England, obviously, I've never worn a mask. Never, ever. Not once did I wear a mask through all that debacle. So we start going through each other on Facebook. So she's like, her daughter is like, there's people in the park. This is not, what was the words they were using? Keeping people safe, maybe. I think there was a particular phrase that she used that obviously she'd just been programmed with from the BBC. This is not keeping people safe. So then I'm like, thank God people are in the park. I hope they were all hugging. So obviously they totally freak out. Anyway, that goes on for 3 days. And then I end up just ripping them all to shreds, like pointing out that the 26-year-old my cousin, lost his virginity at 26 to a prostitute because I basically just said you're all, and I don't mean retarded as in the way I use it now. I mean actual, like they actually are. They're high functioning, like they're heavily autistic. They're kids. You know, the kids are so socially inept, Anyway, I absolutely ripped them to shreds, and then my sister fell out with me over it. Because obviously then my mum, because my mum and my sister aren't interested in truth, they're just interested in keeping the peace. So having retards in your life, even though they make it much worse because it's much easier than confrontation and truth, the inevitable confrontation that truth will bring in an insane society. So they're mortified that I've spoken in a true fashion. And obviously they just blame me for it because why can't you just be nice? Just be nice, Tom. Why can't you just be nice? Why can't we all just march to enslavement and our deaths nicely? No, fuck that. I'm going to stand up and fight. So my sister stopped talking to me then. And now I only have my mum and dad. And I don't bother talking to my dad because there's no point. He's a 4-year-old. I don't want to talk about football. That's all he can talk about. But I love him and honor him for what he is. He did a great job. He did a great job from the limited capacity that he had. Hey all, hope you're doing better than me. Just finishing watching Leaving Neverland. Michael is so evil. Yeah, be careful. I'm not going to say what the answer is because I don't know. But so I had a very similar reaction when I watched that. I absolutely bought it. But the more I see, the more I am open to and lean towards. It is very strange having children in your bed. Michael's relationship with children was very strange. But also, I can understand, Michael is clearly a child. Energetically, Michael is a child. Like, look at how he speaks, look at how he acts. He is a child. He was very, I understand psychology and trauma. Well, it was only one bar. Maybe that's not necessary. I understand psychology and trauma well enough to know that if your trauma doesn't in a child, then you show up as a child and you don't do the work and you don't heal that, then you show up in that energy. So Michael Jackson, we know about his childhood. We know it was very traumatic. And he shows up as a 5-year-old. So therefore he interacts with he vibrates with 5-year-olds. He only really knows how to interact with 5-year-olds. So it could be really true that he just wants to play with other 5-year-olds. But also, if you're coming from that energy and you're a man, you also have sexual desires. And guess what? If you're trapped in that energy, guess what? Where your sexual desires are going to be directed. So it seems very plausible to me that Michael genuinely wanted to, well, not plausible. It seems very obvious to me that Michael wanted to play with children, as in play with children, because he is a 5-year-old. But also understanding psychology like I do and shadow like I do, I also know how his sexual desires are going to play out. It's very hard to believe that he didn't do anything sexual with those children. But also, what I've seen is that he was exposing the system. I mean, I don't know if you've seen that speech he does on stage where he talks about his Sony contract and what he's done to Sony and all that. And there's a song, I can't remember which one it is. They don't care about us. All I know is that they don't care about us. I'm pretty sure the lyrics in that are quite awakening. And then there's something big that happened just before he died. Was he working on a film or something? No, that's Avicii. Avicii was about to expose the whole doing too much with children thing that all the elites do. So that's why they offed him. I think, oh God. Linkin Park guy, he was involved in that film. Has he been offed as well? Or has he just been ridiculed and no one respects him anymore? They've done something to him. He was involved in that film as well. Did he get offed? I know Avicii got offed. Avicii was great as well. Really great guy. Great music. There's that one song, Wake Me Up When It's All Over. I think that's my favorite song ever. It certainly was when I was going through my dark night of the soul. Like, what a powerful song that is. There's no way he just offed himself. Like, as if he just offed himself. Like, it's just nonsense. He was about to release a film. So, I totally understand your reaction. But just hold it a bit more lightly, because who made that? Who made that? Well, it's them. They made that. The Same People Every Time Club made that. So, everything they make nothing is made for your entertainment. Nothing is made for your knowledge. Everything is made for the show and the conditioning and the indoctrination. So I would just hold it lightly, mate. I'm not saying which way to go on it, but you've gone very dualistic. You've gone very, it's this. No. There's a full spectrum of possibilities. Hold it a bit more lightly. And look into it a bit more, because there's a lot to suggest that Michael was actually a really good man who was working for the light, but he also had children in his bed. And it's very hard to believe that evil, that's a very strong word. It's very hard to believe that unaligned, distorted things didn't happen. But I can also understand how they happened from Michael's point of view in terms of the trauma. And that's not making it okay. Of course, it's never, ever okay to act on those desires. Never okay. But I understand where those desires come from. And had he have done self-work, he could have released himself from those desires. Because they are actually in every man. The reason you're having such a strong reaction is because you're probably subconsciously ashamed of a part of you that resonates with what you think Michael is. Because you're oneness. You know, all the dark is in you and all the light is in you. You are everything. You are God. So of course that's in you as well. And you're so scared of that part. You're so ashamed of that part. And it might be subconsciously. You might not even be conscious of this. but you're so ashamed and so scared of that part that you go to such strong judgments of it, evil, which is true from your perspective. It's definitely true, and it is also true. Like, it is evil to do that to a child, but evil doesn't hold the spectrum. Evil doesn't honor the oneness. Evil comes from duality. So it's not really very accurate. It's very distorted, and it's very misaligned, and it's going to perpetuate trauma, and it's going to keep us living in an insane society. And it's definitely not an act that I honor. It's definitely an act that I would do everything I could to stop happening. But I understand that the way to stop it happening is self-work. It's not actually like, I mean, yeah, you could just put someone in a cage, sure. But this is an energy playing out, an archetype playing out, and that's not really the right word. This is a darkness playing out on the spectrum of light and dark. You could call that humanity. So this is a darkness playing out in humanity. Locking certain individuals up in a cage isn't going to stop the darkness. The darkness needs to be looked at, and the darkness needs to have the light shone on it, and it needs to be loved. So calling it evil is not doing that. But I totally understand why you're doing that, because you live in duality and you have no other option. But I'm just offering you a few more perspectives that you can hold lightly. I'm not saying grab onto this. This is true. I'm right, you're wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying hold it all a bit more lightly and be open to other possibilities. Oof, that could be very triggering for people. But also, it's super wise. And that's what's triggering, is wise stuff. Because people aren't wise. Learning that our alien overlords live for hundreds of years first brought me envy. But then, when I thought more deeply about it, I gave them pity. Beautiful. Can you imagine being trapped here forever? No wonder they're so evil. You'd be really pissed off at that, wouldn't you? And of course you'd end up hating everything and everyone and wanting to control it all. Wow, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I never thought about it like that before. Yeah, God, what an awful existence to have everlasting flesh life and never go back to being an ethereal, beautiful, cosmic, electric pulse floating through nothingness. Imagine laying on an alien autopsy bed, floating without support because it's just white lights everywhere and a flat surface, looking into the deep, large black eyes of your alien kidnapper. You've lost me there, mate. I don't think that's really related to what we were just speaking about, is it? I think you're literally, I could be wrong. I think you're just talking about what you believe happens to people that get abducted. Is that right? That would be really scary. But I'm not sure any of that's true. Oh, no, she is still talking about the same things. I pity you. Okay, this is good. Yeah, I mean, imagine that. She's so right. Like, imagine the difference in energy between, leave me alone, to, I pity you. Massive difference. You're taking all the power there. That's perfect. Wow, Tom. Oh, God damn, what are you referring to? Oh, how I said your name. Fantastic. Yes, I'm as shocked as you. Iga. Beautiful. Where's it from? Is that another cheeky one? Oh, cheeky Cheekinston's come in. Cheeky Justin with his cheeky too. Cheers, my man. Can we mute? No, really? I really like Shadejulik. No, I disagree. I think Shadejulik's great. Isn't Shadejulik, I could be getting confused, but isn't Shadejulik the one that I thought was extremely external and does show up quite externally, like you say, like a lot into the chat? But then didn't she just drop some deep wisdom that like totally prove that she's like super enlightened? I could be getting confused with someone else. I think it was Shadejulik. No, sorry, Justin. Even though you are sending the two, you know, you can have. Oh God, this isn't even worth it, is it? You know, you can have a bit of this, but no. Oh no, you can't have a bit of that apparently. No, I totally disagree, man. I for me, Shadejulik is one of the best ones, one of the most interesting ones. I think Shadejulik's great. You know, I mean, compare it to like, you know, you say that about Shadelik, but Shadelik's contributing. Like, why would you not say that about Sophie? Like, surely Sophie takes up way much more space in the chat and she's not contributing anything. Like, surely that's way worse. Surely there's loads of people that you could have said that about before Shadelik. Yeah, the power and the amazing moment that would create. Yeah, you're so right. Like, it's such a different reaction to most people. Okay, we've got some information about Iga. I was born in South Africa. Wow. My parents are Polish. Okay, Iga does feel like it's got Polish roots. Icelandic, maybe Russian roots. And Poland and Russia have got quite shared histories. I do not know what I'm talking about. I could be completely wrong, but they're next to each other. And I know that, you know, well, I don't know anything, actually. I'll just stop speaking about that. I was born in South Africa. My parents are Polish and have been living in Ireland since 2006. My name, meaning, is female warrior. Oh, yes. Where does it come from, please? Presumably Poland. South African. So you are South African. You're an Afrikaan. Is that right? I'm releasing a video today with an Afrikaan female who is so heavily conditioned by it all. Really, really great character. It's going to be a good video, but but her conditioning does come up in the video. She's talking about Afrikaans honoring themselves. So there's a group of Afrikaans. So for the chat, if you're not aware, Afrikaans are Dutch people originally living in South Africa. And they're the ones that built South Africa and made South Africa amazing. And then we ended apartheid, which obviously is a great thing. But somehow, after that great thing, South Africa went to shit. I wonder why. But it was definitely a great thing. Don't question it. Diversity is our strength, of course. And we should always be allowing beasts of the land into civilized societies because they ruin it. And of course, that's our strength. Diversity is our strength. Don't ask any questions. Yeah, so she was talking about a group of Afrikaans, white people, who have created a community just for them. To honor themselves, to honor their culture, to honor their tradition, and to keep their children safe. And of course, they're racist, according to the media. And while she's seen through this, she still feels a need, when she's talking about this community, she still feels a need to go to the camera. And it's not racist, it's not racist. I'm like, you don't need to say that. We know it's not racist. They are focusing on themselves. They're not interested in the others. So how's that racist? We've got to the point where if a person that looks like this, if a white spot on the domino even doesn't include the beasts of the land, then that's racist. Like they need to be so protected because, you know, they are brainless animals. They need to be so protected that if you even don't want to include them, even if you don't want to give them everything, give them all your ways and all your society so they can shit over it and destroy it and rape it, that's racist now. It's not even like, you know, they first brainwashed us with racism when it was this energy, as in you're going to them and attacking them or calling them names or whatever. You know, obviously they used the Steve Lawrence psyop to really reinforce this. And the Ku Klux Klan made up nonsense to really reinforce this. As if there were ever guys walking around with fucking white sheets on their head. Like, that's just so ridiculous. I can't believe we brought that. So that's how they introduced the concept of racism, because obviously they couldn't introduce it straight away with like, if you just love yourself, you're racist. They had to go for like the obvious one, and they had to make up this group called the Ku Klux Klan, which were apparently doing these terrible things, which would make everyone go, "Oh, that's so bad. We must all be not racist." And the same as they did with when the migration started, and they showed you a picture of a dead baby on the beach, so we all went, "Oh, we must allow these boats. Oh, there's a baby dead. Oh, we must allow all our babies to get grazed because of this one dead baby," which probably didn't even exist. And was perfectly the photographer just came up and perfectly found the baby and took the picture before. Yeah, it was nonsense. Oh, Henry Novak, they perfectly got the picture when his arm was perfectly behind his back and there was perfectly 3 blew hands around it, and one of them looked like a demon claw, which perfectly plays into a whole feminism psyop. Oh, what a coincidence. No, it's all a psyop, guys. It's all a show. That's not me disrespecting Henry Novak. That's not me saying someone didn't die. I don't know what happened. And if someone called Henry Novak exists who lost his life, rest in peace, Henry. And it's fucking horrendous what happened to you. But also, don't get lost in the psyop. They want you to react. Now, we were trying to talk about Igloo. Ego. Had we finished? Polish. Yeah, I think I just want to know, I just want confirmation on where Ego comes from. Oh, yeah, so no, I'd moved on and I was talking about, so basically it was a group of people who just want to honour themselves and their culture, and they're getting called racist for it. And Welsh Jamie, my South African friend, has seen through the accusations of racism. She's still bought into it enough to feel a need to defend it. And then when I was chatting to her the other night, I was introducing, I'm really amazed because she goes out with Michael. So I'm amazed that Michael hasn't taught her all this. But maybe in a relationship, it's just not possible and it would be too triggering. But I introduced, the concept that feminism isn't a good thing to her. And she was like this. With everything I was saying, she was like, not in a reactive way, like, whoa, you're right way. And then I gave her Gerbert Johnson, the amazing 22-year-old YouTuber. I was like, so when she clicked on him, she was like, this guy? Because in his profile picture, it's like a little boy, like, and I'm like, yeah, trust me. He's amazing. I know he's very young, and I know you'll assume that you don't want to listen to him, but you do. He'll change her life. Gerbert Johnson's amazing, by the way, guys. Probably not for if you're 50. He is 22. But he is so wise and so insane. If you think I'm funny, you'll love Gerbert Johnson. And if you like wisdom, you'll love Gerbert Johnson. He's amazing. He takes humor to a whole new level. He makes me look boring. Honestly, Gerbert Johnson is a million times the YouTuber and person that I am. And that shows in his content and his numbers. He must be on 500,000 now. Maybe not. He's definitely got 300,000 subscribers. All right, let's try and move on. Let's try and get down the chat a bit. Spent a lot of time there, didn't we? Went off into all sorts of tangents. Shay Jalik knows. Right, let's try and get down the chat a bit. Let's not get too lost on Shay Jalik. Oh, this person. I like this person. Sorry, I've got lost again. We're not going to get down the chat. Mister, I hate to be that guy. Oh, do I like this guy? Oh, right. Yeah. I like this guy. But do you have tattoos? Correct. Tattoos are a bloodletting ritual similar to the ones performed on the Asian and totally agree. Only artards get tattoos. Only people that are in the external get tattoos. Only people who are trying to be something through the external get tattoos. Just like I was 10 years ago. It was a very repressed decision. I hugely regret it. But also, I'm now coming to a place. I mean, there's that, which I don't know much about. But for me, it's poison, and it's just egoic, and people just look better without them. There's not one positive thing about tattoos. So I totally agree with what you and I would add more to it. But I am now coming to a place of not judging it, not shaming it, not caring about it, realizing that yes, ink is poison, but in some way, well, as in it shouldn't be in your body, and it may actually be a bit poisonous, but it's not going to affect me, and it doesn't really matter because I'm such a high vibrating enlightened being. So wow, Justin really doesn't like Shadjalik. Show Tom more respect. Shadjalik shows me total respect. I think you're spazzing out, Justin. I'm a total pleb in comparison to where I need to be. Shadjalik is very self-aware. I don't know why you've got an issue with Shadjalik. I think Shadjalik's great. Yeah, totally agree with this. I like you, Duke of Death. You've just confirmed more so that I like you. Caluso was doing public stretches and some guy came up to him and asked about my stretching. I asked him, do you not feel the need to stretch Are your muscles not tight? He replied, no, I was baffled. Yeah, I mean, they're just so disconnected. They're so disconnected. But, you know, can you not remember a time in your life where you didn't stretch? I can. I can remember a time in my life where I did nothing to serve my body. I did nothing to give my body what it needs and what it desires. I had no connection with myself. I still have a resistance to stretching now. I mean, I do it a lot. I mean, I haven't stretched since I stopped going to a sauna and stopped going to yoga. So I haven't stretched for almost 3 weeks. So I totally understand what you're like. I totally understand like how repressed that man is and how shocking it is to you now. But it seems like you've forgotten who you used to be, Cluso. Your art-hardened days. Never forget your art-hardened days because they help you connect with the plebs. They help you have compassion for the plebs. They help you remember that they're just children who can't do long division, and you wouldn't get angry with a child that can't do long division. So why would you get angry with an adult that, I know you didn't get angry, but you know, even judging them. And obviously I realize that I do this, but you know, I understand that there is another way, and I'm leaning into that other way, and I'm, you know, offering this to you because you may want to as well. Right. So when it comes to like, you know, these, I try and remember that they're children. Spiritually, they're children. And I would never get angry with a child who can't do long division. So therefore, why am I getting angry with a spiritual child that doesn't know how to stretch or shits all over the chat? But I still do. Tom, your pronunciation is absolutely spot on and I appreciate it. Other people have not been able to say it, even though I said it straight to their face. Yeah, it's an interesting one because I think I can only speak from an English perspective, but I think the English language actually. So usually that spelling would be pronounced I, wouldn't it, rather than I. So I can totally understand why people struggle with it. But also, it's not that hard, especially when you give the igloo example. And especially when you say it right to her face. And it is 3 letters. So yeah, it's pretty repressed, what I usually call art-hardened. But repressed is actually a better word. I'm not just doing that for YouTube. It's actually a better word. And it's a softening in me. It's a less like, I want to attack you. And more, I want to serve you. Now, it's still going to be way too triggering for people. I need to move on from repressed. But right now, I think we're going to change art-hard to repressed. That's the next step. Okay, let's try and get down this chat. There's so many interesting people. I had a fly annoying me yesterday. I was calm, then I wasn't. Started swearing at it for 10 minutes. Then I accepted it was going to leave me alone. So, don't know the last bit. Yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it? Like, I really believe, well, everything is just a reflection of self and everything is sent to serve you, whether that's to trigger you into service, trigger you into deeper parts of yourself or to honor you. And I think flies are a big one, man. Like, for me, it's like, fly lands on you, and obviously the ego wants to freak out about it and control it, swat it away, kill it, swear at it, control the situation. But for me, it's just the universe being like, do you want to surrender? Oh, no, okay. Here's 5. Do you want to surrender now? Oh, okay, here's 10. All right, fine, I'll surrender. Otherwise, you're just going to send 20. I love it. I love how it teaches you, but it's so annoying as well. Life is so funny, man. This one knows. Iga. My day has, you know, so look at me. I have to do it. I have to practice it every time I say it because it is, for the brain, it's quite contradictory to well, it's completely contradictory to how we know how to pronounce IG. So like, I've just laughed at people who can't do it, but actually I can't do it either. And I'm only able to do it because I respect you so much and want to honor you so much that I'm willing to put in the effort to get it right, because it does take a lot of effort. My day has been filmed with synchronistic numbers and songs. Also, Avicii, Tom, Wake Me Up. Yeah, that song is amazing, guys. If you're in the dark night of the soul, or even if you're not, it's just a beautiful song. But particularly if you're in the dark night of the soul, that is an amazing song. I'm going to listen to it after this podcast live stream. I love how you honored the synchronistic numbers that have been in your day by sending a synchronistically numbered donation. Iga. Sorry, I meant I accepted it wasn't going to leave me alone. So my brain told me to imagine I was all alone in the world apart from this fly I spent the next half hour in my mind getting to know her. That's a really good tactic, because you would, if you were all alone, you would be so desperate for connection. You'd be like, oh my God, a fly! Come and land on me. And it's really interesting, isn't it? Because if it was a butterfly or a dragonfly, you'd want it to land on you, right? And you would see that as some sort of great honoring. And oh my God, I'm so enlightened that a butterfly has decided to land on me. What would be better than that, and where I imagine what you would say, Kerry, rather than an egoic twat like me, you would say, I'm so soft and centered and connected that this butterfly is reflecting that to me, or something along those lines. Maybe not I'm so, because that's still of the ego. But, you know, you would acknowledge the qualities in you that has aligned with that butterfly and made it feel safe to land on you. Would have been a much better way of saying all that without my egoic projections in there. Why do repressed people think that agreeing with something means anything? Like, the most repressed person in the chat is going, I agree, I think. Like, your opinion is worthless. You haven't met yourself. Why don't we get that? It's so bizarre. Debbie's had some drama at home. Kai has been barking at the peas. Acadian wanted to be abducted when I was younger by a tribe of white lesbians. But then they would have no interest in you other than, you know, chopping your head off. Because isn't gayism repression? I mean, it's trauma, isn't it? So they're going to hate men. Hence why they're lesbians. You know, there'll be more trauma attached to it, but, you know, it'll show up as hatred to men without a doubt. I mean, most lesbians hate men, right? Shay Jalix, love you, Tom. Thanks for not muting me for £2. 200 would make it more of a reasonable request. Absolutely, you'd be banned and gone for $200. No, I wouldn't. Absolutely not. There's no way I am banning people because people send me money. Like, no way. We're like, this is an aligned chat. It's as authentic as I can possibly be. It's as honoring to the consciousness, the positive consciousness. Oh God, that's such a bad sentence. We're here to assist consciousness's deepening, what many people call rising, but I think it's deepening, over any sort of monetary gains. So you'll never ever be banned, even if some, you know, I mean, maybe if somebody offered me an amount of money that I could create something with that would change lots of lives, or give people the offerings for them to change their own lives, then I might consider it. But that's so hypothetical, it's untrue, because we're talking like at least 100 grand. I mean, even that, you can't do anything with 100 grand anymore. Yeah, 100 grand, I would start considering blocking you. But only for the greater good. And I would then find a way of reaching out to you and getting you to email me, so we were still in contact. Tom, have you ever considered doing a live stream out and about in Cambodia or wherever you are to give a day? No. Yeah, I mean, of course I've considered it, and in the past I've done it. So the proper OGs who watch the Thailand content, which may be available to patrons one day, but at the moment is not available to anyone, have seen me do this. The reason I wouldn't do it now is because I create so much content. So I don't. You know, you tell me why. You tell me if you spot something that I don't spot here, and reflect to me why you think it would be a benefit once I've said what I'm going to say now. So I create so much content that there's no need to go out there and show you anything, because you're seeing all that on English Refugee. I also do a live stream every night in this form, and what this allows me to do is bring comments up on screen, do gay little childish things like this. It produces a more interactive stream than if I was out there doing it on my phone, because I wouldn't even be able to bring your comments up. I would barely be able to read your comments. And then so I think that's enough. I think that's enough reason, unless you can spot a blind spot in there and something that I'm missing in terms of it would bring X that this doesn't currently bring. Now, of course, I'm aware it would bring scenery. Of course, the live stream would actually probably do better in terms of numbers because it would be interactive and full of dopamine hits. It would probably do better. But for me, the live stream is about us interacting. It's about doing shadow work on camera, live, showing it to the world. That's why I'm doing it. And to earn money, of course. So I don't think either of those things would be benefited. Maybe I'd earn more money. Maybe I'd get more views and therefore more money. But the shadow work would be lost, which is much more important to me. Yeah, totally, man. Actually, oh yeah, live stream outside. So I just can't see any reason to do it. I feel like what that would provide is being provided over all my content, more so. Tell me what you think to that, Justin. Do you agree? Have you spotted something I haven't spotted? Tell me what you think the benefits to it would be. Yeah, of course, man. Like, Debbie is totally team Shade Julik. I can't understand why Justin isn't. Also, Justin, can you tell us why? So I can understand that you might get triggered by people, in your opinion, spamming the chat. I do too. But can you tell me why you chose Shade Julik and not Sophie? Because to me, that just makes no sense at all. I got to, of course, once you donate, all your comments will get brought up, as Kevy is experiencing now. I got to thinking how short the fly's life was and that I wouldn't know him for long. We bonded, which is love, but I can't help giggling about it. Anyway, I think it's time to go off to bed and sleep. Ah, it's so beautiful, Kevy. You're so beautiful. I love you so much. I totally agree. I mean, it's just the way to be, man. Just connection and love. Good night, Kerry. Good night, Debbie, I think. Oh no, Good Night Tribe. That's Kerry's name, isn't it? Yeah. Oh yay, more IGA information. Yes, Tom, I was born in South Africa. I am no longer able to speak Afrikaans. So you said that you have Polish ancestry, so you don't have Dutch ancestry. Is that right? You're Polish pet, or you're maybe about to tell us. Maybe I should just read the comment. If you don't use it, you lose it. Yes, in terms of Afrikaans. My first language is English, and I speak fluent Polish. The name is Polish. Okay, great. So clearly you're Poland's emigrate. You're Poland's. You're Poland's. That's great. Obviously, I was meant to say your parents, but you're Poland's. Migrated to South Africa for a better life, presumably. Did that work out? Tell me about your early life in South Africa if you wish to. I'm interested. Why your parents went there, and did the reasons they went for play out, and did you end up having to run away from bioweapons? Even though diversity is our strength and we're all the same. And obviously apartheid was a terrible thing, even though it protected people and stopped people getting raped and stopped cities being ruined, but it was a terrible thing. Even if all the evidence suggests otherwise, it was just a terrible thing because we live in a liberal paradigm, and obviously science is religion and diversity is our strength. How much do you work, Tom? Incredibly productive, doing a 4-hour live stream every day, plus around 2 hours of videos and other channels, shooting, editing, etc. Okay, so is it work or is it purpose? Is it passion or is it work? There's an element of work to it. The work is descriptions, which I use AI for, but it's still just the doing of it. Thumbnails, work. Editing videos, work. Filming videos, maybe English refugee and Not Today Satan, you could say is work, but I also quite enjoy it. Tom Greatsex videos are total passion and purpose. And the other two are like kind of 50-50 between work and passion and purpose. Live streams, passion and purpose. A little bit of work in the fact that I've changed my sleep routine over it so I can live stream at a reasonable time for UK people. My aim is, this one isn't a great example of that. My aim is to wake up at 3 a.m. my time. It's not an aim. It's an opening to doing that. without any like you must do this, or like if you don't get like, you know, if I don't get to sleep before 10 p.m. then obviously, like, so last night I think I got to sleep about 10:30, and so therefore the stream started at 5 in the morning for you, sorry, around 10, 11 o'clock at night rather than 8 or 9 p.m. at night, which is obviously would be better, but I'm not going to sacrifice myself so much to make that happen. Like if it's 11 o'clock, it's 11 o'clock because my body gets whatever it needs first. So there is an element of work, there's an element of sacrifice, in fact, in the time that I do it, but actually this is a great honor, a great joy, a great privilege isn't the right word because I've created it myself. A great reflection of all the work that I have put into myself, self-work, that I'm now in a position where I can do this and it's received to the point where it's lucrative for me and it helps a lot of people. So yeah, I mean, the answer is a lot. From your perspective, if you're calling it all work, then a lot. 8 to 10 hours a day, maybe. Definitely 8 hours a day, maybe 10 hours a day, depending on how long the live stream is, really. So in terms of filming and editing, I do 5 hours a day-ish. It's going to be between 4 and 6 hours. And then there's a live stream. So yeah, it's going to be about 8, 9, 10 hours a day. But it isn't like going to an office. You know, it's not draining. There's no resentment in it. There's only gratitude and joy and love. Like, of course, there's moments where I'm like, oh my God, I've got to edit another video. Oh my God, I've got to speak to AI and get it to write some description, which is going to be way too woke. But I'm not even going to read it because I've just got no energy or interest for descriptions. So if it's woke, it's woke. Who cares? And then there's even days where I can't even motivate myself to write a description. And that's when I'm in the story of, that's when I'm in a fear response and I'm in a repression response. And I basically don't want to be seen by the world. And I don't want to put a video out there. So what I do is I just make it a bit easier so obviously that's being a child freaking out. Oh, you're gonna be projected onto, people aren't gonna like you. Just live in the minds of others and people please, make everything easy and safe. That's what being a child wants. So on those days, I just have to soothe the inner child and accept that that's, you know, how it's feeling and honor it and say, as the adult, say, you know, we are still going to release a video today. It's fine. I've got you. I'm protecting you. The demons can't affect me and therefore they can't really affect you. But I'll tell you what, let's make it easy for ourselves and let's not write a description today. And just put them out without any, and maybe not, and also not do the tags, not do the anything. Don't tick any boxes. Don't put an end screen on. Just literally that video that you already have edited. Just make a title and click schedule. You can do that without stressing out the inner child too much. And then we'll go and buy some ice cream for the inner child, you know, and reassure it. So I have days like that where I suppose you could say it very much feels, yeah, it definitely on those days feels like work. It feels like an obligation. It feels like I must put a video out today, not I want to put a video out today. But those days now are like 1 in 10. They used to be every other day or even every day. Yeah, so I used to feel really good. I used to schedule my videos in the morning in general. So this was a good day. So this is only when I was in Vietnam in the forest. This isn't long ago. I'd schedule my videos in the morning. I'd feel really good about it. I'd be like, I'm about to put some amazing love out into the world. Some amazing, love isn't quite the right word because I'm not in love. I'm about to put some amazing awareness out into the world. And then I'd have a joint and I'd be like, I can't share this. I can't. You'd be amazed the amount of times I've unlisted a video after that's scheduled and ready to go. Unlisted a video after having a joint. And then what I have to do the next day, I can remember this particular video. I can't remember which one it was, but I remember this video got unscheduled 3 times because I wanted to release it at the perfect time, 6 p.m. So what I realized on day 4 of trying to release this video, and it wasn't, you know, it was received really well, like all my videos. It was received in exactly the same way as all my videos, but I'd managed to create a story that this one was going to be the one that was going to trigger everyone and get everyone to hate me. Which doesn't matter anyway. Like, I know that doesn't matter. If I trigger everyone and everyone hates me, then good, fine. no problem. But obviously the inner child is very scared of it. So on day 4 of waking up, like, oh my God, you did it again. That video's fine. The world needs that video. It's worth it. You know, it's worth taking the projections for the ones that it will help. What are you doing? Release it. So that day, day 4, I had to accept that if I scheduled it for the evening, the same was going to happen again, because it's happened 3 nights in a row. So the evidence is there. No matter how much the sober Tom in the morning can tell himself that, oh no, that's not going to happen today, because we've learned that it's ridiculous, because we've woken up like this 4 times now going, that's ridiculous. So no matter how strong the story is tonight, when I'm not sober, I'm going to remember this. Well, the evidence is there 3 times in a row that that's not true. So I had to honor that evidence, and I had to schedule it for 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So it would be done by the time I had a smoke, and there was nothing I could do about it apart from just freak out, which is, you know, just my process and doesn't affect the video. Poland information. Poland is beautiful. They are such patriots, and that's something that doesn't need an explanation, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Poland's amazing. They're so fantastically racist, which obviously means, I don't like the word patriot, actually. It's it comes from, well, I don't know where it comes from, but it's used by all the wrong people. So the Patriot Act in America is a way of enslaving the people. And Tommy Robinson uses patriot all the time, and the people that follow Tommy Robinson call themselves patriots. So I prefer nationalist. They're wonderfully nationalistic. I'm not sure what you're asking me, mate. I missed it. Oh, tattoos here. I imagine that is meant to say no. Oh, Caluso is still of the ego that he wants to make himself better than me. Or maybe I'm so of the ego that I'm reacting to the fact that Caluso is better than me. No tattoos here, no jibby jabby, but got my ears pierced when I was younger. You idiot. We can all look down on Caluso. Let's all judge Caluso and feel good about ourselves by judging someone else. No, let's not do that. Let's lovingly smile with Caluso at the fact that he once was repressed enough to pierce his ears. Having said that, Lee's got an ear piercing. And Momo, who was recently in an English refugee video, so the partner of a bodyworker, you'll either know or you won't know. Basically a wise man, that's all you need to know. He had piercings, and I said to him, I go, he gave me some of the best offerings, many would call it advice, that I've ever received. He really helped me. And then I went, I want to tell you what my ego is saying right now. My ego is saying you're a demon. I don't think you are a demon, but I want to tell you this so we can work through it, and I can just receive your offerings without thinking you're a demon. And I said to him, the reason I think you're a demon is because you've got very dark eyes. He just had beautiful brown eyes, but they were very brown, like piercingly brown, dark, but beautiful. Actually, they shone light through the darkness. So I picked up on his brown eyes, but that was definitely just my ego and my repression. But then I picked up on all his piercings, and he pointed out that he doesn't have any through here. He has them only on the side. And for him, they're just a bit of fun. He even has this one, which to me is very childish. And then he had quite a lot going on in his ears. But he had nothing here. And he points out that, yes, you are right about, you know, demonic attachment, essentially, let's call it that. And that playing out through like the septum piercing in particular. Now, he used to have the ultimate in the demonic piercing. He used to have the pince alba, do you call it? The bell end. And guess what happened? Somebody stood on it or sat on it or something. I can't quite remember. But basically his bell end got so very shortly after doing that, demonic act and act of self-harm. And of course that happened after a really bad breakup. So I think it was with a wife, if I remember right, maybe even mother of children. I can't quite remember the story, but he basically experienced a really awful breakup, and therefore he punished himself by abusing his bell end, piercing his bell end. And only a matter of months after it got crushed. And he was like using a catheter for a year. Like it was really serious, like coming out of one hole and pissing out another and bleeding out of another, like horrendous. So he got the lesson very strongly in do not ever pierce anything here, particularly the crown jewels. I would say, Caluso, as repressed idiots go, which we all are, at some point. I don't think you are anymore. I don't think I am anymore, but we still have elements of it, of course. I think you've come out of it pretty well, mate. At least you haven't got half a fucking stupid daft sleeve on your arm. Like this absolute fool. Is that another one? Why do they not pop up straight away for me anymore? Oh, it's the main man himself. Oops, wrong one. Caluso! Don't block anyone. We like feed on Tom. I disagree. I used to be a free speech absolutist, and I still am in terms of society, of course, because idiots will always be exposed to the truth. So there's no need to, you only want to cancel someone if you're not aligned with truth. So I totally agree with you in terms of society, but this isn't society. This is a conscious stream for conscious people to try and create a safe space, although I appreciate I'm not very good at that because I call people names. But that is going to change very soon. In fact, we're moving to repression. I'm going to start saying repress people instead of calling them names. And there'll be developments from there as well. They get softer and softer and more loving. However, we can't allow demons in the space, so they will be banned. But we will definitely not ban people. I mean, even Sophie doesn't get banned. Like, so if I was going to ban people based on retardation in the chat, obviously Sophie would have been gone a long time ago. Oh, this is interesting. Iga is speaking to Cluso. I have some piercings, but they are silver. So, oh, wow. Ah, interesting. Very interesting. But they are silver. Silver is such a benefit for the human body. I used to suffer from migraines, but the silver saved me. Wow. That's really interesting. Oh, maybe I can reignite my ear piercings. I just think it's a bit gay for a man to have ear piercings. But Lee's got one. And Lee's definitely not gay. I've tried. I haven't really. Caluso! Sorry, headphone people. But Caluso does this when I do it, so how can I not do it? Yeah, I struggled with that one. I was thinking, how do I convince someone they need to stretch if they don't feel like they need to stretch? Yeah, you don't place your self-worth and your importance in whether or not you convince them, that came up massively in the client session today. That this person was defining themselves as I was with Sophie and Rachel only a few weeks ago, and still am with Sophie. Like, there's still a part of me that the part of me that gets triggered by Sophie is a part of me that is basing my self-worth on her lack of development. So yeah, there's a part of you that is judging yourself. It sounds like is judging yourself based on whether you manage to convince a repressed person to not be so repressed. Well, there's a grain of truth in that, because it's a reflection of how you're showing up and whether you're whether you have experienced and loved yourself enough to get to a softness and compassion within yourself where you can meet the repressed and help them without triggering them. So it is a bit of a reflection on self, but it also isn't worth defining your self-worth over, and it makes no difference to your day whether that man goes and stretches or not. In reality, it only really makes a difference to your ego that wants to tell you you're so amazing and you just helped wake up a repressed one. But of course, there's the paradox in all of that. Like, there is the joy of helping people, and that's, you know, and it's the desire for that feeling, that like, oh, that opening, that, oh wow, they've got it. They're gonna walk in a different way now, and I've been part of that. Like, so that's where the ego comes in. So the frustration, I was thinking, how do I? So the desire to convince does come from a beautiful place, but if it affects how you, but if they don't receive it and that affects you, as it does me, then that is repression. That is ego. All right, I'm gonna make. You know what? I don't think I want a coffee. I think, wow, is it? Oh my God, we've done 2 hours 43 and I've not even drank a full coffee. Oh yeah, it does taste of ass, so it's partly that. I need to end the stream in 25 minutes, otherwise I'm not going to get any nice coffee today. I can't do the heat. I just can't do the heat. Oh, you decide, because I'm really enjoying it. So if more money comes in, then I'll just have to get coffee in the heat. I'm going to get coffee today no matter what. So if I have to go out, I can go out in the heat. I can go out in the heat for 20 minutes. And it's fine when you're on the bike. It's fine. So send me more money. Let's keep going. I'll get the coffee in the heat. But I am going to have a coffee and smoothie break. I'll see you in 5 minutes. In fact, we could carry on talking. Oh, this is a good one. You are coming over like a total dick pal. I used to like you, but not knowing the difference between Lady Buddha to disrespect a woman like that is pathetic. Oh, wow. Look at him getting lost in the detail. The devil is in the detail. So if you keep listening to me and keep leaning into what I'm saying, your life will change for the better. So obviously your ego doesn't want that. You could call it the devil. The darkness doesn't want that. So what the darkness does, the reason that saying exists, the devil is in the detail, is because when you get lost on details like that, whether I knew it was a woman Buddha or a male Buddha, is so insignificant to the point I was making that you're missing the point. So your ego stops you from waking up, stops you from getting the point based on whether I noticed it was a female or a male Buddha. So absolutely ridiculous. The devil is in the detail. You're getting lost in the detail. This is what I was trying to reflect to my client today, who's very intellectual and, was telling me about how frustrated they get with repressed people and felt a need to tell me every story, every interaction he's had with every repressed person in the last year in great detail. So he used half a session to do that. And he was lost in the detail. And therefore he couldn't get to the overview. He did at the end on the 50-minute mark. I cracked him, or I allowed him to crack himself. I cracked him. Let's just go with that. But he was so lost in the detail, he couldn't see the bigger picture. And that's exactly what you're doing, bro. And then, of course, you're going to tell yourself that I'm a dick because that's your ego protecting you. That's your ego saying, there, little boy, you don't need to expand. You don't need to know anything else. You know the best. You know everything. This guy's so disrespectful because he didn't realize that it's a female Buddha statue. Oh my God, that's so disrespectful. Oh my God. You could dismiss everything he says because he's so disrespectful. When really, this guy is clearly dedicating his life to helping others. And yes, he is still a bit repressed himself. And yes, he'll make mistakes. And yes, he didn't notice it was a female statue. But really, his message is good and his intentions are beautiful. And I'm going to lean into that and walk with this man in the same way that he does, not copying him, not wanting to be him, because I'm my own fantastic version of God. But no, you want to stay small and human and stupid because that feels safer to you because you are small, human and stupid. So we don't care what you think. We don't care whether you like me or not. I don't want you to like me. You think I want repressed people to like me? No, I want repressed people to be shaken by me. I want to shake your boundaries and your retardation. Oh yeah, I was going to make us movie. So, off the fucks, plebzoid! Unsubscribe now, bitch! You think I give a fuck? You don't think I know enough how this universe works, but for every pleb that leaves, an amazing one joins? Look at what's happening. I've just released a video with Lee, who is essentially telling people that the bioweapons are a blessing, and people loved it! Imagine that a few months ago, they'd have all gone crazy. So, maybe they didn't watch to the end. Maybe they didn't see that bit. But, and of course, from another perspective, they're absolutely not a blessing. They're an absolute menace. But there's the blessing, because the darkness leads to the light. And without extreme darkness, everyone's just going to keep living like Sophie and this dickhead. Outlaw and a load of stupid, pointless numbers. So actually, we absolutely need the darkness right now. Otherwise, everyone's going to keep living like you, mate, and be totally retarded. Oh, and look who agrees. Look who agrees so much. Oh, so much they've decided to chuck some more magical numbers in at the moment that I'm having this incredibly wise rant. So the most enlightened person in the chat clearly agrees with what I'm saying. Time to wake up, outlaw. Beautiful numbering, Iga. And of course, much gratitude and love to you. I did tell you I'm going to email you back today, didn't I? Okay, so that's happening. Smoothie is actually already made. I've got yesterday's leftovers. It's pineapple, mango, honey. I think that's it. I think I'm going to do an ass squirt as well. So go and make a cup of tea. Maybe I can find another repressed one to ridicule, to help. Who can I help next? And I love the fact that he thinks I care. Like, he thinks I care what he thinks, first of all. He thinks I care about his repression and his projections. And he thinks he has some power over me by saying he might unsubscribe. LOL! Here he is again. Lad from Sheffield, you left your roots and completely lost your fan base. My channels are growing. What are you talking about? I lost my retarded, repressed, fearful, all those things followers, but my channels, what you on about? I have a channel at 39,300 subs. My other two channels have more subscribers than they've ever had. One's past 6,000, one's past 5,000. I've made it. I'm a complete success as a YouTuber. I earn more than enough money to live, and that's not just because I'm in a cheap country. I could live anywhere in the world, apart from stupid places like America or Australia that are insanely expensive, or the UK. But you know, I could live in Europe. I have freedom. I haven't lost my fan base at all. I've just triggered repressed people, and they've been replaced with much better people to the point where they're even receiving Lee now. So again, you're proving that you are just projecting and you have no alignment with truth. You have no wisdom. You have no knowing. You are completely spinning like Sophie in repression and projection and lies and delusion. Do you like being deluded? Do you want to carry on being deluded? Or do you want to turn do you want to do this? Do you want to turn the finger from here to here? Oh, sorry. Do you want to keep living in a retarded, repressed manner, in hatred and fear and control, which is impossible in this world? I don't know if you've noticed, but you can't control it. Or do you want to... I know nothing. The joy of knowing nothing. I was saying this to my client today, who was intellectually aware that he knew nothing, but was obsessed with knowing. And he saw knowing nothing or accepting that one knows nothing. And I also explained that on the other side of knowing nothing is actually knowing, which is new to me. So I can't really speak into it, but I can assure you that there is actually knowing on the other side of not knowing. But you'll only get to knowing from not knowing. And he was seeing that as like disempowering, as a negative thing, as a not honoring yourself thing. And then I did that. I was like, can you imagine, like, so this is knowing. I know. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know anything. I can let it all go. Oh, like the release of that, the joy of that. And that was quite a big moment for him, I think, where like a reframing, like from disrespecting not knowing or what's a better word? Not honoring, not being open to not knowing, to like, oh, actually not knowing could be really beautiful. Oh, I didn't mean to bring that up, but that feels very appropriate. Let's bring this back up because it's incredible. Oh, Wigger, thank you so much. You are so amazing. There's not enough of these that I can give you. They're all going to come on the screen. You're going to get all of these ones. You're going to get the Pixie 2. You're just going to get it all. And you're going to get so many. They're all going to be all on top of each other. And it's going to be a complete mess. But it's just a mess of love and appreciation. Thank you so much for seeing me. Thank you for honoring me. Thank you for supporting me. Oh, shit. I'm putting more on the screen. I was meant to be taking them off. Oh my God. Oh dear. Oh God. I definitely didn't mean to put that demon up. That's nothing to do with you, Ego. That's just me being special needs when it comes to using technology. To make up for the demon, we'll leave the hearts on for a bit longer because I can't work out how to switch them off, if I'm honest. Oh, there it is. But we're going to leave them on a bit longer because I put that demon up and that feels really bad. Okay. Oh God, Justin just loves the pleb ownership. Wow, Tom owning some pleb named Outlaw. Totally owned him, didn't I? I mean, owned is the wrong word, but totally exposed him. Yeah, we like exposing the demons. The demons isn't right because they're not. You know, yeah, sure, they've got energetic attachments, but everyone has. Not everyone, but you know, everyone in regards to that level of consciousness. Yeah, what am I doing? Yeah, I'm exposing his layers of indoctrination. I'm exposing his repression. I'm doing it. Okay, so there I was reacting to him. So he was hating on me. So that was a reaction. And I met him where he met me. I reflected and totally mirrored his energy back to him. So I exposed him and I ripped him apart. Now, the difference is, so I'm reflecting his energy back, but I'm doing it with wisdom and truth and knowing. So I can rip him apart. He can't touch me because he doesn't know anything. And he's just projecting, and I can see that. And anyone in the chat who's met themselves can see that. So much so that the heart-to-heart, Igor, who has met herself more deeply than anyone in this chat, by my judgment, dropped £55, 55 pence on it. I will be proud if you get 100,000 to ban me and accept the deal. Yeah, that's because you're amazing, Shadelix. God, I'm way behind. Right, let's just zoom down the chat. Oh no, I'm not way behind. I'm at the bottom of the chat. Wow. Let's go back up. So this, Debbie, and that was ages ago. There's only 20 chats between that and the end of the chat. So guys, if you want this to continue, it currently looks like I am getting coffee in 10 minutes time. Right, okay, so I can't ask for more money because I've had more than enough money for this chat to continue, but I know that Igor doesn't feel any entitlement. That's the wrong word, because she would be right to feel that she deserves something for her money. But I know she doesn't do it for that reason. I know she does it just to support and love. And at particular moments in the live stream when she wants to be like, this is true. It seems. I'm pretty sure that's what Igor does. I know that's what Igor does. So we've only done what we've done 3 hours. So really, that's like 60 quid. So I've had way more than that. So I don't need to ask for any more money to go on. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to end the stream and go and get coffee at a reasonable hour. Right, so this is what happens. After the stream, right, so basically if I don't live stream, which is very rare, like we're talking 1 or 2 mornings a week that I experience this, I will wake up later. I will probably go back to sleep when I tell myself I can't go back to sleep. And like what I told you earlier, like it probably isn't 100% true. If I decide if I decide I'm not live streaming, it's because I can go back to sleep. So it is true. Right, so I have a bit more sleep, which is obviously better for the body and what's going to happen in the day. I didn't need to say that. Oh, I've just made a fucking coffee, haven't I? So we are here for at least half an hour. Come on, Tom, speak. No tangents, just speak. Right, so if I don't do a live stream, I wake up in the morning with great satisfaction, great openness to the day, great life force within me, but not like manic, like calm and stoic and beautiful, peaceful. And I have a coffee and I will start my day in silence, only for 5 or 10 minutes. And then one of 2 things will happen. It's usually editing commences. Now, editing makes me feel really good. I actually, like I say I hate it, but when I'm actually doing it, I quite enjoy it. I hate the story of it. I hate the thought of doing it. But actually, when I do it, I quite enjoy it. And what I love from it is it feeds the conditioning in me that we're meant to be doing something all the time. But also there is obviously the part of me that's connected with purpose. So it feeds that as well. So it makes me feel great because really that's my biggest job of the day. That's my biggest chore of the day, other than getting coffee in the heat, is editing. So if I do that first thing in the morning, I'm setting myself up for a fantastic day because I've done my work and there's nothing but freedom for the rest of the day. Whereas if I don't do that, if I live stream, I'll talk about the other side in a minute, and I end up doing that at 3, 4 o'clock out of obligation, out of I have to, then it gets me stressed and I start getting anxious and feelings of that one might call like depressive feelings. And I start making it a big story. It starts becoming this big chore, and then the story becomes like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can cope with it. Maybe I won't release any videos today. Whereas if I do it in the morning, there's none of that. So if I don't live stream, I wake up and I edit, and then I respond to comments. So it might be the other way around. And now, actually, what I've noticed the last 4 days, comments has got pushed right back to the last job. So I used to respond to comments first thing in the morning because of analytics, because more comments is better analytics, and the sooner you get more, the better. No, I'm not that. I'm not that controlling anymore. So actually, comments is the least important part of editing compared to editing and scheduling videos. Comments isn't as important as that. So comments now is in the right place. It's actually the last 3 days it's changed. Comments happens about 4 or 5 p.m. now for me. So it's the last thing I do. It's the thing I do when I'm kind of searching for something to do because I'm fed up of being, and then I quite enjoy it. I do quite enjoy comments, but it's also quite. It's quite a big energetic thing. It's quite, it's quite, there's a lot of comments. There's a lot of comments now. So not today, Satans, unless they're really good comments, they're just going to get hearted because there's no point, I've said it all in the video and it's very detailed. Like it's of the detail. It's, the devil is in the detail. It's external. It's about detail. So I don't want to get into the detail in the chat. Like I've said all the detail I'm going to say in the video, and that's as far as I'm going into that. So they get hearts, but the other 2 channels still get responses to pretty much every comment, but that is going to have to change soon. Right, compare that to if I do a live stream. If I do a live stream, I lie down for 3 hours. I watch the live stream. I didn't actually watch yesterday's live stream, which is interesting because it's definitely the best live stream I've ever done in terms of the energy I had. I was very smiley. I was very fun. I don't think I really got triggered with anyone. That was a beautiful version of Tom that showed up yesterday. More beautiful than the one that's here today. And I can see I forgot to switch the light on, so that's partly it. But there's more of a darkness with my eyes are more closed today. And I'm clearly not as open today. And that's shown up in how I've reacted to some of the repressed people in the comments. But then, so I smoke and I drink loads of coffee and I go into these feelings of anxiety over editing rather than just doing it. And then all that I just said earlier can start to transpire. Why am I telling you all this? Why am I telling you this? I don't know. All right. So I think I'm at a place now where if I end it now, I'm in really good energy. It's only been 3 hours. It hasn't completely drained me. And I could go out and be productive straight away. So that's the key thing is what happens next. If I do this live stream for another hour, then it's too hot for me to justify going out now. So then I'll go into, it's okay, Tom, just enjoy your life, have a smoke, have a coffee, watch the live stream back. But I know that doesn't lead to good places. I've experienced that enough now to know that doesn't lead to good places. It leads to the worst version of my day, which is still beautiful and productive and fantastic. But it's not as good as if I don't live stream, or if I was to end the live stream now and go and get that coffee, then I would be in productive mode. And then I would come back. I'd probably put my live stream on in the background and I'd do the editing. And then I'd feel great and I'd have an amazing day. So that's what I'm going to do, guys. That's what I'm going to do. And someone has just put some more money in, man. Oh, God, I feel bad because it's been very lucrative. I feel like I should do longer, but I'm going to honor myself and I'm going to do what is going to set me up for a beautiful day, which is also going to honor you because it means that I can get 5 videos out and all that. Hi, Tom. Thank you for a shout out of my company yesterday. Get the new cat a tree. Okay, great. I will film me doing it. I'll go to the market and I'll buy them some fish. So thank you, Manchester Teas and Tarts. So I didn't do as good job as I hoped. I wanted to share your channel and share if you want to email me some information, then I'll share it. Because you've really supported me and, I really want to give back. So, oh, fuck, I've made a fucking coffee, haven't I? Bastard. I guess I could just F the coffee off. Or drink it fast. Okay, let's do another 20 minutes. So email me. So this person does amazing tours, like really quirky tours that you can tell they're passionate about. It's not like most tours you go on where they're just, I need to make some money. What do the plebs want to see? Oh, they want to see this. Let's make a tour about that. No. This person is following their passion. It's just so quirky and so cool. And also you'll get a pretty cool kind of person on it. Like, yeah, you'll get loads of middle-class plebs who have jib-jabbed themselves. Like, it will be a very middle-class affair. You won't get many like real rough and ready working class people who are the best on there. It'll be a very middle class affair. But of the middle class people, they'll not be too bad, like most middle class people are. And of course, the only reason middle class people are so bad is because they're so repressed and indoctrinated, and they've got enough status for them to grab onto it and therefore be repressed and indoctrinated and be defensive over that rather than expanding and opening to possibilities beyond the status given to you by your job. But they have enough status for them to be defensive, whereas working class people, one, they don't get indoctrinated because they don't go to uni. Obviously, I'm generalizing here. Of course, some do, and they're the worst ones. So they don't go through that, and also they don't have. They don't tend to do jobs that are seen by society as high status. Of course, they're not. The truth is, because obviously the truth is always the opposite of what society is conditioned to believe. So the truth is that actually the working class jobs are the ones of high status, because they're the ones that, if everything collapsed tomorrow, are we going to need accountants or plumbers? Are we going to need builders or HR staff? So it's obvious which jobs actually do come with status, but they're not the ones that society conditions people to value. Anyway, I really like you. I imagine your tours are great. Why can't I taste that honey? And I'd like to advertise them for you. But I mean, to be fair, we're talking, we've got 41 people watching. Over my 3 channels, my live streams get about 1,000 views. So yeah, you might end up with 2 bookings. Why not? Let's do it. As every good business person knows, every booking, your 2 bookings will be a big deal to you. I know that. Because, this isn't going to be making millions of pounds. This is going to be a hand-to-mouth passion business where they make enough money to survive each month, hopefully. And maybe they're so good at what they do that they earn enough to, have a few luxuries as well. But, they're not going to be rolling in it. So 2 clients will actually make a difference to this person, I imagine. All right. Have you read? I mean, you're on to a losing battle there as soon as you say that, because I haven't read anything. I prefer, what I find is people that are obsessed with reading are egoic. So Awake and Brave is a perfect example of this. And I think you actually, okay, Kitten, I think you're a great example of this as well, if you are what I think you are. So I think you're further than me on the journey. Let me just clarify that. I think you are further than me on the journey. But I also think your spiritual ego is obsessed with knowledge and reading and being better than others. I think you show up in a bit of competition. I don't think I show up in competition. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe it's a blind spot. Maybe I am still competitive. So let's talk about the asleep pussy. Obsessed with knowledge because he's a high functioning ego, and his ego has tricked him into thinking he's enlightened, thinking he's the most enlightened man on the planet, and he's got nothing else to learn. And the way it's done this is by reading lots of books so he can be very intellectual, and he thinks that's what enlightenment is. So I've actually always judged myself for not reading until very recently, and now I realize, oh no, I'm not meant to read. I'm not meant to reinforce the ego. I'm not meant to have knowledge, because knowledge is all here. I want wisdom, which is all here. So no, I've not read anything, mate. I've read about 20 books. What were the defining moments for you that completely changed your perspective on life? And if so, what was it? What a great question. There's so many. The one that's coming up, so I'll just speak into that. I wanted to assess whether there was a more defining moment, but that's what's coming up, so obviously that's it. So when I realized that, I'll use the language that I had at the time, so I won't use oneness or consciousness or self or anything like that. When I realized that God existed. Oh shit, another one's just come up. Okay, no, I'm gonna switch to this one that's just come up. So when I realized that God existed, literally. So I was heavily under the influence of LSD, and my friend, who at the time was Christian, not now, way more cosmic now, but at the time was Christian, had started talking to me about Jesus and the Bible. I was an atheist at this point. Was I an atheist? Yeah, I was an atheist at this point. So I was just like, Bible. I know better, even though I know nothing. And anyway, she kept persevering. And then that night I took a load of acid purely to escape myself. I didn't realize it was going to change my life forever. And what I used to do when I first started using that beautiful medicine, I used to be obsessed with plants and clouds. But what I was obsessed with, it wasn't just like now, if I was to be under the influence of that, I just be like, oh, green, oh, blue, oh, nature. I wouldn't want to make anything else out of it. I just want to be able to see all the layers of it and all the stratospheres of it, which this medicine allows you to do, the reality of it, the depth of it, the beauty of it, like every single color, every single gas moving, like you can see it all. It's amazing. So I'd just be in that now. But because I was heavily in trauma and needed dopamine hits and needed everything to like basically reflect me, which was dark and struggling and demonic, I was obsessed with making monsters out of things. So I would look at a tree and stare at a tree until it turned into a monster. And I'd be like, whoa, it's a monster, man. And that's what I thought you took that beautiful medicine for. So that's all I'd ever known. And that's what I'd done every time I took it, which was probably about 10 times up to this point, maybe 20. I don't really know, but you know, not many. Not for a full-on psychonaut. Not to where it ended. Like I probably have done this particular medicine about 200 times in my life. And then I've done ayahuasca 50 times and peyote 30 times. And it goes on and on. But at this point, I'd only done it about 10 times. And it was the only one I'd experienced other than shrooms. But I hadn't connected with anything beyond me through any of these medicines at this point. I'd just been doing them for social reasons and escapism. And I'm looking at the sky. And there's all these monsters every single cloud is a monster. And it's like, whoa, it's not scary because I know that I'm doing it with the medicine. Obviously, I didn't call it medicine at this point. I used the DRUG word. And I've made all these monsters out of everything. And everything's like, wah, 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 wah. And then I remember, I guess it's because my friend had been talking to me and the medicine had opened up some pathways that were completely blocked. And I just remember saying to myself, are you there? I think I said it out loud, actually. Are you there? And when I did that, all the monsters went away and the sky lit up. And I went, whoa! Now, to the plebs watching, this isn't a hallucination. You don't hallucinate when you're on medicine. You see the reality when you're on medicine. So you see all the layers of the sky. You see the depth of it all. You're not hallucinating. You're seeing the reality. You know, because it's proven scientifically that the brain only sees something, I can't remember, it's between 1% and 10% of reality. I think it's more like 1%, and the brain makes up the rest. So this is, you know, what I'm saying is scientific. It's not. Okay, so scientists wouldn't say that the medicine, one would call it DRUGS. They wouldn't say that allows you to see reality. No, but I'm telling you it does because I'm wise and enlightened. So just listen to me and accept. So, no, don't do that. Hear what I say and openly feel for yourself whether it's true or not, and you'll find it's true. So I'm looking at these monsters and I go, are you there? And all the monsters go away and it goes really light and I go, oh. But I still don't trust it or believe it. I'm still totally conditioned into DRUGS and hallucinations and disempowerment and not seeing it for what it really is. So I'm like, oh, wow, that was funny. As if that really happened. Did that just happen? Let's try again. So I go back to monsters and then I go, are you there? And the same thing happens. All the monsters disappear and the sky becomes bright, shining light. Now, at this point, it's across the whole sky, but it's still, you know, it's very profound. So then I go, oh my effing God, you are there. And at that moment, the clouds separate and a beam of light comes down. So I had to go, whoa, you are there. Oh my goodness. Now, of course, God isn't really separate to you. But that was the only way that I am, consciousness, could speak to, connect with this shard of consciousness, this shard of itself. Because this shard of itself was so repressed, its first understandings, like everyone, its first understandings of self, God, had to be external. So my self-consciousness had to speak to this part of itself through an external thing. Of course, that wasn't, God is actually, you're part of it all. All is one, consciousness is all. And that's for all of you. That's not me saying I'm God. It's not saying worship me. It's saying find the God in you and worship that. And don't worship it, internalize it and love it and be it. Don't externalize it and worship it. Like everyone, like they all tried to tell you, Buddha, Jesus, Socrates, all of them were trying to tell you, do not externalize and do not worship. But that's the only way that this repressed shard could recognize it. So that's how it showed up. So that was really defining. And then this is a great question. You're going to get half an hour of the stream. And then the other really big one was when I realized how powerful we are, and that came through great loss. So it came through what the plebs criticized me for the most. I mean, I don't know if that's true because there's loads of things that they jump on. But a big one is the dog crash scandal that I had where a staff member was accused of kicking a dog. I'm not going to go into that because I've spoken about it so many times and the people on this chat will get bored. But it was a load of bollocks, but it destroyed my business. Let me tell you the story. So I'd been getting blackmailed for 2 years, not blackmailed because I didn't give them any money, but I'd been getting threatened for 2 years with this video that would destroy my business if it was presented in a certain way, in an untruthful way. But of course, we live in a world of untruths and plebs believe untruths. So I knew that if that was presented in that way, that it would do damage. I didn't think it would do as much damage as it ended up doing, but I knew it would do damage. So the reason I tell you that part, the 2 year part, is so you can see how clear what I'm trying to show you is. So this woman had this power over me for 2 years and had threatened me with it for 2 years. I go to a peyote circle and I pray to the fire with the tobacco, which is the most powerful thing you can do. If you're in a circle of that sort of energy that's held by the man that holds it with that aligned energy, and you have a fire that represents creation and you pray to it with a tobacco, woo, shit's gonna shift, baby. And as the peyote man says, be careful what you pray for because it will come true. And okay, it is going to be a long story because I've got to do it justice because it's so amazing. When this peyote man was given the medicine and became a peyote carrier, i.e. he was chosen by what's called a roadman. So a roadman is from the lineage. He's born, in this case, it's peyote, so he's born in Mexico. Obviously, if it was ayahuasca, he'd be born in Brazil or Peru. But with peyote, he was born in Mexico. He's of the lineage. His ancestry goes back. He's Kitten. So it goes all the way through at least seven ancestries and probably more, working with this medicine. And he has dedicated his life to this medicine, people using the medicine, consciousness. He's dedicated his life to consciousness, which shows up as people on this plane, and everything else. So he goes around the world serving the medicine. He's now 86 and he's still doing it. But when he finds somebody else who can hold the energy that is required to serve the medicine, he makes them the medicine carrier of that country. So he never has to go back and he can focus on all the other countries that don't have a person yet. And it's not true that he never goes back. I've met him. Crowley is called. I've sat with Crowley, which was a great honor. Oh my God, it makes me teary. Like the fact that I actually sat with that man is incredible. Like it's just incredible that I got to experience that. And it's such an honor because, there aren't many men like that on this earth. And thank you, Rachel. And he may have even passed on now. And the fact that he chose this peyote man who has affected my life hugely, and the fact that I got to meet the man that did that and created that was a huge honor. And honestly, I've never met a funnier person in my life. Like, this man is so in his heart. He's so authentic. What we were talking about on yesterday's live stream, where if you become authentic, you're hilarious. There's no other way you can be because you're playful and you're enjoy. And that's hilarious. So people think I'm funny. No. I've just removed enough layers for my character to come through, for my truth to come through. You all have the same within you. Thank you, Rachel. I'll get to that in a minute. Well, not in a minute. It's going to be about 20 minutes. Oh, shit. The sun's out already, man. For fuck's sake. It's not even 8 o'clock. Okay, it's 10 past 8. You see what I mean? I have to leave the house by 8 o'clock, otherwise I'm dead. Now, dead is an exaggeration. I'm just going to be very hot and uncomfortable, but I'm just going to have to do it. It's fine. It's worth it for the story and all the love I'm receiving in the chat. Thank you to the last 2 loving lovers which have earned this story. I mean, actually, it's the fact that I made a coffee and I'm too tired to just pour it down the sink. But actually, you know, for the sake of 30 pence, I've now just caused myself lots of stress and anguish. So that's not aligned. So Crowley chooses the peyote shaman that I refer to a lot. And Crowley gives him a medicine and gives him the Lakota structure, but he also, you know, opens it up. He says, you're English, you're not Lakota. This is how we do it. And how Lakotans do it is this: no water in the ceremony. Now, they are eating the actual cactus, whereas in England, we're eating a powdered, we're eating, there's nothing added to it, but it's been powdered and it's been dried. So you're basically eating sand. It's awful. So they are eating the actual cactus, which has a bit of moisture in it, but they do not allow any water into their 48-hour ceremony. For 48 hours, they're all kneeling. That's intense. It took me 5 ceremonies to even realize why people were kneeling, i.e. honoring. And then it took me probably 20 ceremonies to the point where I managed to kneel through all 4 prayer rounds. So for 6 hours of the ceremony. It took me like 20 ceremonies to be able to achieve that. Well, the Lakotans are doing that for the whole ceremony for 48 hours. I can't remember if they stop in the daytime. They probably stop in the daytime. So it's probably 12 hours, 12-hour break, 12 hours. So 24 hours of kneeling in 36 hours, probably. But I don't know exactly how they do it. But I know they have no water. And here's the key point. Only the elders pray with the tobacco. Only the elders speak. Only 3 people in that circle will be speaking. And by speaking, I mean praying. And all the non-elders, the plebs, they don't get to touch the tobacco because of what I'm about to tell you. Because you will get what you pray for. And if you don't know how to pray, it's not going to come in the way you wanted it. So, but it will come in exactly the way you need it. As I found out later on, after the disaster. I was like, oh, that was beautiful. Thank you. But it was pretty hard. Whoa, could it not have been a bit softer? No, of course it couldn't, because I was so egoic and so repressed. It needed to be that hard. So when the peyote shaman told Crowley what he had decided, Crowley was like, whoa, I wouldn't have done that. But okay, you know England, you know what English people need. So my peyote shaman has basically said, the time is now. People need to learn responsibility. I'm putting the tobacco in everyone's hand. So he's got plebs praying with tobacco to the creation in a powerful circle where self is actually listening to self, where God is actually listening to you. And the prayer is going to get acted upon. So we put it in this repressed artard's hands, and this repressed artard pray. So for example, if you pray for strength, you're going to have to experience all your weakness because so when you go in there as a repressed person that understands nothing, you think that praying is just some God giving to you because it's decided that you deserve something. So if you pray for strength, you're suddenly going to walk out there like, no. You're going to have to learn how to be strong. Well, how are you going to learn how to be strong? You're going to have to experience great weakness. So if you pray for strength, you're probably going to get a horrible disease, which will teach you how to be strong. And will bring great enlightenment, as someone in this chat clearly shows. I'm not going to name them, and they know who they are, and they know how I know. But I'm not going to say it because it's their story. I don't think they'd mind me saying it because this is actually an honoring and they're enlightened. So there's no reason why they would. But there's someone in this chat who shows up in a very enlightened manner who has suffered great dis-ease. So it's a fantastic teacher is what I'm saying. It will teach you strength and enlightenment. But you know, do you want to learn it that way? Careful what you pay for. So the tobacco makes its way around to me. And I pray for the destruction of my ego. Oh, okay, fine. I'll answer your prayer. God will answer your prayer. Okay, Tom, here's destruction of your ego. How do you think that's going to happen? Well, what are you egoically attached to? What reinforces your ego the most? Your business. So what am I going to destroy? Your business, because that will destroy your ego. So I'm driving home from a peyote ceremony, and the woman that had this video for 2 years and could have released it at any time in those 2 years releases the video as I'm driving home, literally 3 hours after that prayer. And it destroys my business, which destroyed my ego. So I got exactly what I asked for. My prayer was answered. Careful what you pray for, because it won't be answered in the repressed way that you think it will. Like, oh, I'll just get given to something by this man on a cloud. No. Yourself is going to know exactly what you need. And it's going to give you the lesson in the only way you will learn it, which is going to be through great strife and turmoil. But, you know, I don't regret it. I'm glad I said that prayer. But if I went back to that moment, I don't think I'd be able to say it again, knowing what's going to happen. Heart gets me, heart to heart, Iga. Igloo. Oh, God, I thought I said it wrong then for a minute. Iga gets me, Tom, and that's rare. Yeah, because she's been exactly where you're at. I get you too, but I'm a lot harsher because I don't love myself as much as heart to heart does. I totally get you. I totally see you. I totally know where you're at. You're very easy to read because we've both been there. Like you can totally read people more than they know. I know you. Iga knows you more than you know yourself because she's been exactly where you're at, and then she has all these other perspectives that she can also see it from, which you don't have. So she knows you better than you know yourself. I think I do as well. And that's not a you thing. That's an anyone that's repressed thing. But what's rare is that Iga has met herself. So that's what you're referring to. It's not that she knows you. That's any enlightened person knows you. But what you haven't experienced before is people who have met themselves, and that's why she knows you. And that's rare because I'm like Marmite. Yeah. So you think people gets me. People that right. So in the repressed world, in the virtue signaling, in the seeking validation from others world, which you're coming from and still a part of, you think people get you if they validate you. Now, because you're very authentic naturally, you're an old soul, so you show up authentically. Like me, like Iga, you're like Marmite to people, even when you're not consciously aware of what an old soul you are, which you're becoming aware of now. But right now, your ego is gonna get excited about that. So I don't want to emphasize that too much because it's actually going to hold you back. So like us, you experience your people's projections or people's reactions to you are like Marmite. They either love you or hate you, and you feel like not many people get you because you are an old soul in a ocean of insanity of baby souls. So of course that's your life experience. And then you meet someone like Iga who has met herself and therefore has met you, and that's rare. There's a defining point in that I'm trying to make. Is essentially that this is all about consciousness. Like I hope you're starting to see this, but it's not. It's that first point I made around why we get you and why Iga particularly gets you. And the reason you resonate with Iga more than me is because one, the female thing, more shared experience is all I mean by that. And two, she's met herself more deeply than I have, and therefore she can be more compassionate towards you because she's more compassionate towards herself than I am. And obviously compassion makes you feel safe, hence why you want to book in with Lee instead of me, because I don't make you feel safe, which is all on me. That's not a judgment of you. You know, you're reflecting to me where I need to go for people like you to feel safe enough to work with me, which is great. I really appreciate that reflection. It's been good, really good for me. So yes, of course Iga gets you basically, but that's why she gets you. Gets my spells being in the freezer on yellow paper written in red pen, no blood, no more. Yeah, great. I'm really happy you two are connecting. Iga is going to be amazing for you. Like maybe you don't need to book in with Lee now. I think Iga is your hand holder. You might want to call it teacher. Is the one you're going to walk with for however long you're going to walk with, maybe forever. But you know, there'll be other people who hold your hand too along the way. Iga, my father died when I was 2. I'm so paranoid. Iga. Yeah, I'm getting it right. My father died when I was 2 years old, and I took on the masculine role in my family. I've been wondering how that happened. But I have since been trying to integrate my masculine and feminine, narcissistic mother, but managed. Yeah, amazing. So your father died, and naturally you took on a masculine role, and then you had a narcissistic mother, so you had a bad example of femininity. So no wonder you ended up hugely in your masculine. Thanks for sharing. That's really interesting. It's great to get to know you more. I feel like there's some more super chats, maybe. Oh no. Thank you for the 5, Rachel, as well. Great comment. That really, I really was able to riff into that really well, which I think hopefully helped you, but if not, will have definitely helped someone. So that was well worthwhile. Thank you for your comment. All right. And thank you for your donation, Rachel. It's hugely appreciated. That's another £2 on top of a £4 occur so far. Is that based on Justin sending me money to try and get rid of you? All I need to do is to get shekels out of Justin, his own with plebs. And I love doing that, so that's no problem. I love that Justin loves it. Okay, I do want to really get out of bed before it gets hot. I'm trying to drink this coffee fast. Okay, I'm at the bottom of the chat. Yeah, I didn't really go into the spell bit. Yeah, that's not my area. That's woman stuff. Talk to Iga about that. I'm all for it. I think it's great, but it's not my thing. I only feel like it's aligned for me to speak into things I have experience of. If I was to speak into that, then I would be doing it out of ego. I'd be doing it out of wanting to show you how wise I am. I know everything. I can answer any question. No, I can't answer that question. I have no experience of it. Mickey's in the house. Hey up, Mickey. Hey, Mickey, you're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey. Tom, I sussed it. You're a bit like Alex Belfield. You're amusing, interesting. I can understand that. I will take that as a great compliment. I can feel a part of me that doesn't feel like that's a compliment. I feel like I'm better than him. So I'm deeper than him, and I'm more conscious than him, and I'm offering much more than him. But in terms of surface level, I think he's funnier. It's more slapstick. No, I'm funnier. I'm funnier if you're conscious. But for the masses, he's funnier. He's very, I was going to use that stupid word, but only stupid people use, talented. No, there's no such thing as talent. He's very experienced. He's very good at what he does. He's very intelligent. He's very humorous. That is a huge compliment. Thank you, man. I will take that as a compliment, even though I can, see parts of myself that are far deeper than he has met. I've met myself that guy's not conscious. He's completely surface level, but he's off the surface incredibly impressive. I'm like Marmot, you either love me or, so that's what I described earlier. So you're an old soul and you're authentic. So, of course, those that can feel that, who are also old souls under lots of layers, who are also old souls, will love you because you inspire them. And the people that aren't old souls will just hate you because you expose them. Don't get me, folk hate my guts, but either way, I don't give a shit. Yeah, excellent. I don't think that's fully true. I think you are still affected by it because it's a huge journey, and I'm only just getting to a place where I'm really starting to leave it. And so every time I use the R word, every time I call someone a name, that's me reacting because I do give a shit still. So if I do, after 10 years of self-work, then I think you'll find you do too. But also you don't. From your perspective, you don't. As you gain more perspective, you'll see the layers of repression where you still do. But in general, if this is giving a shit and this is not giving a shit, you're definitely here. You're definitely more towards not giving a shit, but there's still loads of giving a shit within you. You'll be amazed, Rachel. So I used to just assume that I was coming from the narcissistic side of the manipulation spectrum. So here's people pleasing, here's narcissism, same shit, just different ends of the spectrum. And I did the self-work as if I was healing the narcissist. But actually, when I'd done a lot of that, I'm not saying it's complete, but when I'd removed all those horrible repetitive layers, I actually saw like loads of a people pleaser. So you will see the other side to your, you will see what is blind to you right now. But that isn't actually true. But it is also true from I appreciate that feels true to you right now. I'm not saying you're even deluding yourself, because that's the only way you can see it right now. But as you deepen, you will see that isn't actually true. But it is also true right now. Don't you just love it? Oh, I never did that. What a shame. That does make it way better, right? It's certainly, oh, Mickey, you're so kind, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey, I really wasn't expecting that, Mickey, even though I know you're very giving. And when I saw your name, of course, I noticed my ego going, oh, Mickey hasn't sent £20, that's unusual. But then I just totally let it go and didn't even go into anything about it, because why should you, number one, every time, or at all even? I mean, I think, you know, if you're aligned and a good person, then you would every now and again chuck in a fiver, because you appreciate what I'm doing. But you know, the levels that you do, why should you? Certainly. Also, you know, I've received a lot in this chat. Like, I don't want to go into grifter mode and manipulation mode. And also, I'm going to end the chat really soon, so I'm definitely not going to ask for any money. But here he is, just because he's such a loving, supportive man, with some love in digital number form. Tom, for the Veruca hard skin, buy sandpaper. It will last you forever till it's treated. I agree. It's really good advice. But actually, I'm using a razor blade. And yesterday, I got like 2mm thick layers of skin off. It was so amazing. So now I'm probably at the point where sandpaper would work quite well. Yeah, I'll try and buy some today. The heat's the problem, mate. It's like, how long can I last for? You know, so I go out there with this list, like let's say 4 shops, and I usually manage 2, and then I'm just like, I have to go home. Like, I just can't do this anymore. And the market is always on that list, and the market is intense. I love it. Like, I love the intensity of a Cambodian market. Is fantastic. And when I say intense, I'm talking like severed pig heads and all sorts. Like, you know. And the chaos of it, it's nothing like Vietnam. It's still way calmer than that, but it's a chaotic Southeast Asian market. And there's severed pig heads everywhere, and like chickens like hanging from their necks and stuff. Like, it's, you know, it's a lot for the westernized, repressed person to take in. So I get really exhausted really fast, but I will do my best to honor that, and let me add it to my list actually. Some sandpaper is a really good idea. So where should I buy that from? A hardware store? God, how do I find a hardware store? I mean, they'll sell it in the market. They'll sell it in the market. But then how do you, it's hard enough finding Coffee Man, and I've been to him 3 times. And every time I end up wandering around like, Coffee Man, where are you? So how the fuck am I going to find a new one? I'm just going to have to wander around until I happen to randomly wander upon it. But then the heat and the severed pig heads are going to be getting to me, and I will end up spazzing out and needing to come home. Thank you, Mickey. Thank you so much. You are definitely my hero, my brother. You are amazing. You're so amazing. You're going to get this one as well. And you're so amazing that I'm going to dedicate part of my day to getting more stickers so I can honor people like you, Mickey, because you're absolutely amazing. I really appreciate it, Mickey. I really, even like the hi Tom thumbs up on every video. Like, you're amazing, mate. You totally get it. You receive from me and you give back, and it's just amazing, mate. Because so few people do. You know, it's so few people do. Like, look at the number of likes. Like, you're lucky to get 10% of people that watch your video liking your video. Now, okay, let's even go as far as 50% of them are hate watchers. Well, what's going on with the other 50%? Why are 40 people watching that video, enjoying it, taking something from it, and not even giving back a click of a button? But no, you obviously click the button, and you also drop a comment into the comments, the same comment every time, because you're just doing it to support the video. And you don't need any attention from me. You literally are just like, I'm doing this to support the video because this video and that man needs supporting. And then you'll go even further than that and chuck money into every live stream that you seem to be present on. So I love you, mate. I just love you. Mickey, I had some boots that made my heels get hard skin and it blocked all the tools. But sandpaper was the cure. Okay, so I think, yeah, all the crap you buy in a pharmacy didn't work until you bought sandpaper. Yeah, I totally agree, mate. I think it's really, I think it's so true. But I think what I'm experiencing, or up until yesterday when I removed the dead skin, I mean, I suppose sandpaper would have got it off, but it would have taken quite a while. I was much better using a razor blade. But this isn't like, well, you know, the dead skin on your heel can get really thick. But, you know, this is a level of thickness and happens at a rapid rate, way beyond if you don't have a verruca. Because I think I was thinking to myself, why does this dead skin occur? And presumably it's because the verruca expands the foot. You know, the verruca, like that's your foot, and the verruca protrudes your foot. So therefore it's off balance, and therefore all your skin is getting used in ways it's not meant to be used, i.e. pressure is going onto it in unnatural ways. And therefore it gets really hard and dies, I think. You're right, Rachel, you're right. I need to end this. I need to just, what am I doing? Why am I drinking this coffee? I don't even want it. All right, Rachel's right. Big love, everyone. Thank you so, so much. It's been very, very generous tonight. Victoria started it off. Then the wonderful Scottish Pixie pixied in. Justin comes in with his amusing £2 tripes. Tripes, is that the right word? That wasn't meant to be this. That was meant to be, comes in with his offerings, with his funniness, with himself, with his character, which we love. Kerry back in again before she picks it off to her pixie realm. Debbie always gives regular love. Amazing. I don't feel like Debbie's been that present in the chat tonight. Maybe Debbie has been honouring herself and just listening. Then Gavin is a new one. Gavin came in. We love a new one. Then Iga started off her love explosion with some aligned numbers. Justin coming in with more of his character again. Doesn't seem to get offended either, which I really respect. Debbie with more love. Closo did his gay little dance, and by gay I mean happy little dance. And then heart to heart, when I was wisely offering love to the pleb. Some would see it as ripping apart, but it was an attempt at helping that pleb connect with love within them. But I know it won't have worked because it was way too harsh for them to receive it. But Justin loved it, so that's all that really matters, because Justin pays money. And Heart to Heart loved it as well, because well, she will know that you know, well, she will not want. That's the wrong word. Well, she will know that there is deeper versions of me coming that will be able to deliver that wisdom to people in a way that the person that I was Outlaw, I think he was called, that I was actually giving it to will be able to receive it. And there'll be a little bit of her like, oh, he hasn't quite got it yet. He's not actually helping this person, but she knows that I'm helping the greater consciousness and the chat. So it was enough for her to drop 55 on it. But imagine how much she'll drop when I do it in a way. No, I'm joking. I don't expect, you know, it's not about that. But I just want to acknowledge that whilst Heart to Heart honors it, because she knew there was a lot of wisdom in it, and she knew it was very helpful in general to the collective consciousness, there is also a new depth in me that is yet to be found, where I can deliver it in a way that Outlaw could actually receive it, which is my intention. That's what I want. I want people to be able to receive it. But also I appreciate that I'm just not there yet. And it's still worthwhile doing this because it still helps. Overall, it still helps. And even Outlaw, like, yes, he's in a trigger now and he's not going to receive it now, but that trigger is going to teach him. You know, the trigger, the judgment, you know, people say like, oh, you're judging people. Oh, you should never judge anyone. No, judgment is needed. Judgment causes the friction that's needed for change. Like we can't, like, people are never, like I said in the Scott Today Satan video today, or Lee said, like, the light is not going to be found without the darkness. So when you're as repressed as Outlaw is, you're going to have to be triggered. So that trigger is going to serve him, but it's going to take him a long time, like many years probably, to unravel that. Well, that's the old paradigm. It won't now because times are changing. It's going to be much faster than that. But like in the way we still all think, because we haven't quite realized how much things have changed yet, I don't think. that would take years for him to unravel that trigger and get to the other side of it, get to the light on the other side of it, get to the gold on the other side of it. But I reckon now with these new energies, I don't know, because it's all new and I'm, still experiencing it for the first time for the last few days. Or it's not the last few days, it's the last few weeks. It all seems to have shifted. And it's not just my life. Like, I'm seeing it in the comments. I'm seeing it in how Michael's video was received. I'm seeing it in how Lee's video was received. There's a shift. So, it will serve Outlaw, but I could have served him more effectively if I was more in my heart. Manchester Teas and Tarts tour. I don't know why I get so smiley over you. I think it's your tour. It just makes me smile. I love it. Came in with some love. Rachel came in with some love. And then Mickey Mouse, Mickey, he's so fine. He came in with some love. And then I really appreciate Rachel's last comment, which was respect yourself, honor yourself. F your coffee, F this stream, and get out there before it gets too hot, which is what I'm going to do. Big love, everyone. Thanks for joining me. I hope it's been worthwhile. I really hope that you've, I hope, my hope that this chat has, one, entertained you, but my deeper hope is that it's helped you understand self-reflection a bit more and the value of it, and has maybe encouraged you to take a deeper breath and slow down a bit. Lots of love, because I'm such a great example of a slow, calm, patient, enlightened guru, and you all need to be like me. Bye-bye.